Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to another live stream on a Thursday night. And I want to wish all of our American friends happy 4th of July. In fact, everyone on the panel here is from the US. So happy 4th of July, friends.
Thanks. That's nice.
Yeah, we had our Canada Day on Monday, so you have yours today. And actually, it was funny because I was like, "Oh, should we go ahead with the stream?" But everyone seemed like, "Yeah, fine." And then I was on Robert's stream earlier, and it was full. So I know he's from England, but I wanted to say hello to Peter, and we've got Kitty dressed in pink is here so far, so people are coming in. Tatiana is supposed to be here. She's probably getting her tiara on and her makeup and everything and getting all beautiful. So, but before we do that, I've got a few, 3 lovely guests with us tonight. Alicia is always here. She's my sort of like my anchor. She keeps me grounded. She keeps me in check. She doesn't put up with any of my bullshit. Oh, I did send you the link, Tatiana.
But I like all bullshit though.
Okay.
I don't know, these are very strong words you're using. I feel like I go off on drunken tangents far too much to be in control of things.
Alicia, can I ask you a favor? Do you mind? I'm going to go and send Tatiana the link, and then do you mind taking over for me while I do that?
I got you.
Okay, I'll be right back, everyone. I'll be right back. Okay, Tatiana,
let me jump over here.
Over there.
What's going on with it?
You got Rihanna's mic there. Like it's like you had.
Is it too loud?
The Red's mic, you can like barely hear you, which is a good thing. And then all of a sudden,
and
we hear
then
Rihanna's. I'm like, okay, I love it. I can hear you like from like down the block.
Exactly. I'm gonna have it around my neck because that noise. You would bow. It was my ears.
I'm sorry. I can't hear whatever it is you guys are hearing.
You're so very. Hold on. Let me just.
It got better before. It was
okay.
How did it get loud like that?
No clue. It was like it's like a scratchy, and then like a.
I see, and I didn't hear any of that. I told y'all that this laptop does not want me to be great.
It goes with the stream, though. We're talking about House of Dragons. So.
Yeah,
that's what happens. Yeah, that is true. Yep, that is true.
All right, well, let me jump over here and look in the chat, folks. L31, hello, greetings. Mother Rowan is in the house. Lady V, always wonderful to see you. Ubaldo, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly or not. I hope I am. Welcome.
Pronounce it better than me.
Let's see what this. Kitty's dressed in pink. I appreciate that. It gives me very pink ladies from Greece. I like that. Peter Griffin, what is going on, good sir? Always a pleasure to see you. Welcome everyone to Hinge Chandra. Did I pronounce that correctly? I always try to get people's names right. Welcome everyone to the chat. For those that are just now getting here, Heidi had to go and take care of some technical things on the side with Tati. They will both be back in very shortly. Meeks, how are you today, ma'am? Welcome to the chat.
It was great because I woke up at 8:15 this morning and I did not have to go to work. This was great.
Indeed. I enjoyed that about my day as well. I have not moved too far from the couch, but that's because it's like 83 degrees in my apartment and my AC is busted. Yeah. And it's a holiday weekend, so they probably not even going to be back until Monday.
Listen, that's an emergency. Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about, girl. That's an emergency.
They don't care about my emergencies. Never mind, I still have issues breathing at night, especially now since it's all stuffy in here. But it'd be like that sometimes. Fandom D Saint, I do believe, is this the first time that we've actually gotten you here? Because I know we had made plans before. Were you here once before?
I'm pretty sure I was here last season on one of the streams. If not, it was a Game of Thrones.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, but
it was like 2 years ago.
That could be yesterday. They were like going through the archives.
That would be like 2 years ago.
Indeed.
But yeah, was it a 2-year delay? Was it because of the writer?
It was
because they had the writer's strike and they were putting on stuff on pause because they were filming overseas.
Yep. So yeah, they had to put a squash on all of that. Well, it is lovely to have you back on. I know Heidi will jump in and give all of her thoughts on the things and hellos when she comes in. Let's see, what is that? Vladathine. Hello, greetings. Stephanie Hendricks, hey. So let's offer it while we are waiting on the ladies to come back in. Fandom, what was your assessment of this episode? How did it go down for you in the world of these saints?
Man, this was like a 10 out of 10 episode. You know why? Because this episode was reminding each and every one of us why all these damn names are all the same.
All the
Darius,
same.
Veneris, you got Renera, Renedes, all, and you know what happened in the end of the episode? Oh, I got the names mixed up because of the whole dang prophecy thing. Of course you did. George, come on now. See, when my mom named all my 4 brothers, you know, it was myself, this David. My other older brother is Kevin. There's my Michael, Steven, you know, and Steven and Michael. It's not like Dave, Damien, like all these other people like these and all this. I'm like, come on now. They can mixing up for everybody now.
Laura,
That
I said
and,
she hears the thump, thump, thump. That's the music. That's
See,
the
I knew
beat.
people were going to hear it.
Man, I wish I could hear the thump, thump, thump because I want to dance too, but I can't hear nothing. I'm mad.
Yeah,
Yep,
4th of July
it
people
is.
partying over near me. If
Okay,
it gets
so
annoying, I'll
Tatiana,
just mute it.
I think Tatiana has the link. So I had sent it to her through Teams, and or what did I send it to her? Through Messenger, and she didn't get it. But anyway, Tatiana, I emailed it to you as well. So hopefully you'll be here shortly. So what did I miss? Are you guys just giving your first impressions?
Yeah, just starting with fandom.
Yay!
It was that, and then the whole, I know, you know, Smokey the Bear, you know, only you could stop forest fires.
I would have lit
This
that bitch
episode,
up.
I didn't care. Burn the damn forest. Krispy Kreme.
We cannot go around burning all of the forest, especially in the realm that we need. Out of all of the other 7 realms, we need the Riverlands. We can't go right setting everybody on fire.
Well,
I understand. I want
everybody.
Crispy to be crispy too.
That's not everybody. That's a piece of the forest that nobody was in except for them. I'm just saying, you could.
That was
you
a big
could,
forest.
You could
And
hit
the
them.
horses. They would have killed the horses.
I'm the horses. Listen, I'm sorry, picked the wrong side. You need.
The horses is out here choosing now.
Oh my gosh! It's like
Again?
Yes, it's like
distortion.
Peaking. Yeah.
I think it's a lot of you,
I
yeah.
don't know what's
Yeah.
happening.
Mother Roy, I'm going to put my
Maybe in your settings.
AK, unplug your mic and then replug it in.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's
about
my
to do.
husband's hack
Oh,
for
Lord.
everything. You
I
plug
was just on a stream for like 2 hours
Yeah.
with Fandom, and we had no problems.
You see me, oh
We'll
Lord.
be back.
You know how they are when you touch stuff. It's teaching you a
Aw.
lesson. It's teaching you a lesson. That's what it's doing. It's like, AK, you
Mother
do it so
Roy,
much
I've got my
today.
tiara on, and Tatiana's coming with her tiara. That's some alliteration there, by the way. Tatiana and her tiara. So, David, did you rate the episode, David?
Oh, I jokingly said 10 out of 10 because of the whole
okay,
Allison thing, though. But in
Yeah.
all seriousness, it was like an 8 out of 10 episode.
Oh,
So
okay,
far,
okay.
it's been like that. If I like to rate the season so far,
That's what I've been pretty
like-
consistently, yeah.
episode 2, 1, then 3. Like
Some people said that it was
like,
a bit of a slip. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, it was kind of like a fillery-ish, but it was
Mm-hmm.
still giving me some good points though.
Yeah, that's what some people were saying, that it felt a little like a filler episode, some information. So, Meeks, did you give your impressions on the episode yet?
No, not yet. I loved it. I thought this was a 10 out of 10 because I'm nosy. I like the information. I like getting to see. I don't want to say clarifying because it's not really clarifying sometimes. Listen, horses on the wrong side. But it's like getting to see the stuff that we don't get to read about and we're just assuming. So now we're getting to see all of this stuff happening and how all this is playing out. And Allison, being the big dum-dum that she is like, oh, I inadvertently started a thing. Yeah, you did, because it would have been all usurping with Otto, and everything would have fell under Otto and been Otto's fault and then people that was working with Otto. But when you got into it, it made it more legitimized. So they were like, yes, full steam ahead. And now you're sitting here realizing that your parking brake is not going to park and brake. And now y'all just going down the hill, and it's about to be a whole crash at the bottom of this hill because of you. And your kids are going to die because of you.
Yeah,
Your
totally
fault.
agree. Because in the first season, I was rewatching like that. I think it was episode 6 or 7, and they were like going up that scene. I'm like, yeah, they were always plotting to like usurp the throne regardless. But it was a moment Allison brought up like, oh, I was by his bedside, and he was like bringing up that my son should like inherit. They're like, okay, even better.
Exactly. Like, yes, now we have actual proof and truth behind us. So we can go. We can do this.
Isn't that
And I'm
like
that's what you
information
did.
bias?
Yep.
Where you're
Yep.
using the information to sort of fulfill your own sort of,
Yep.
And it was
Is
only
that
like
your
one
three
witness
wishes?
too. The
That's why
witness
I
was
enjoyed
queen,
the
I
hell out of it,
guess.
because now I'm like, girl, listen, now you get to sit and watch all of this and watch all of this from the outside, because now that she has given her okay and he's on the throne, they don't need her no more. Girl, I don't know what you finna do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I give that a
Alicia,
10 out
you're
of 10.
looking very queenly there, sitting on the throne.
Thank you.
She hasn't moved since we've started the stream. Have you noticed that?
Mm-hmm.
Alicia, are you there?
Apparently
Maybe
not.
she's trying to fix her mic. By the way, the thumb thump is gone.
Wait,
It's
hold up.
really
Because I
low.
muted it. It's seen it. Okay.
No, when you were talking, I didn't hear it.
Oh. Maybe they're trying to like look for another track or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so where do we want to start? Where should we? Oh my God, there's so much to talk about. What should we talk about first?
I listen.
Want to get over the brothel scene now, or
Oh gosh.
we're saving that for last?
Oh gosh. By the way, someone said that there was no warning about sexuality?
Oh
Yeah,
no,
a lot
there
of people were
was.
saying
There
that.
was.
There was? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, are you
I was
sure?
not
They always have
expecting.
one.
I didn't have a problem with Eamon, but I was not expecting the part before that. That was
Yeah. I don't think no one did.
Listen,
I thought
that
I was
was
on.
Like there's occasionally sometimes I watch like Game of Thrones or like House of Dragon with my mom, and like one of the first things I see is like, okay, is it gonna be nudity? Okay, I can just sit here with nudity. But the moment I see strong sexual content, I'm like, you know what, mom? I think it was something I was supposed to do. I'll just check with you like during the recap or something, you know.
Well, I
instantly.
was visiting my mother-in-law, and luckily she wasn't watching. I watched it with my brother-in-law and my husband, and then she was, thank God, she was off. So she's like 91.
listen.
That would have been like awkward.
They picked the large size. They were like, no, give me the big, that one.
Did they
That
do
one.
auditions?
The way it wouldn't even, I don't even understand where it was supposed to go. Like, I need a diagram, because it's supposed to go where I thought it was supposed to go, because that thing was not going where it needed to go, because it was huge. Like, what the hell? I had a good laugh about it.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. It was, someone said, Kitty says it was very Pikachu face.
It was.
I have to rewatch that scene, and also it was interesting because Eamon, I think he was sort of body shamed. The actor was body shamed in the previous episode because of that scene where he was sort of lying
curled up
on Mother, and he looked so lanky and everything. But in this one, everyone was like, "Whoa!"
Well, he had to. He had to because Aegon, literally, I feel so bad for him. Like, why would you do that to your brother? Why would you do that to your best, supposedly your strongest soldier, your best hand? You're going to embarrass him like that in public?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like the brothels have private rooms. Have you noticed that? It's just curtains.
Yeah, I need a door.
I
need a door.
Do they ever have doors?
No, I mean, Aegon, he had a door on his bedroom, but his mother barged in on him, remember?
Yeah, but that's his bedroom.
No, I know, but I mean, he was doing some
I don't
private
think
stuff
so.
out the
I
window.
think they've always had the curtain, but I'm like, y'all, can I get a curtain with a hook? Like, can it hook to the side or something? So you'd be like a little tug or something, so I know to stop. My goodness.
Yeah, because in previous season when Rhaenyra and Daemon like went to the city like at night, like it was like open, like everyone like knew. So yeah, they weren't wearing no sheets or anything. So yeah.
So it took a couple hundred years for them to get doors. Is that what you're trying to say? Because Baelish was like, we need doors. We got to cover this up.
Yeah, he had a chain of them, didn't he? He had like sort of like the blockbusters of brothels in Westeros.
Yes, he did.
I do say like HBO tones it down because compared to like Spartacus, I don't know if anyone's seen Spartacus.
Yes, I have.
When they do their scenes, it's like, oh my god.
Listen, the amount of times I shouted
is that the TV
dicks.
show Spartacus?
Yeah, TV show.
Is it with Lucy Lawless?
Yes.
Or is this a new? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one.
Because I had this guest on a couple of weeks ago who has some of the costumes from the show, and he's like, Heidi, you have to see it. It's so good. You would love it. And I'm like, okay.
You would.
Okay, I will. Okay, I'll watch it. All right. So what should we talk about? There's so much. Okay, so we have do we want to talk about Kristen and his first day as Hand of the King?
Yes.
And all that? Okay, what were your thoughts on all of that?
That's what he get.
Yeah.
That's what he get. Not only did he lose Eric, he lost Arik. Like, because half of the King's guard was pretty much, I don't want to say half of it was split, but he had lost some people already. So those spots were already empty. And then on top of that, him moving up and out means that he couldn't really be a part of the King's Guard anymore because he has to be where he is. So that's another person down. So he's coming down here thinking that he's about to like, first day at work, I got my tie, pants, and he goes down the steps and he's expecting people to move for him and to, you know, attend shot, and they did not move for him. They didn't even pretend to want to move for him.
I don't think he's very respected, right?
Nope. I mean, why would you need to be when your friend is the king?
Yeah, I mean, and I think Alicia was saying, or someone was saying, that he's only been the Lord Commander for about 10 days or so.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not very long. So,
I
and then
don't even
obviously
think 10 days.
Yeah.
not even 10 days. And obviously he's completely effed up with the, you know, Aegon's son being assassinated.
Because they said that 10 days was from the end of season 1 to the start of season 2.
Yeah, for
And
us
then
it's like
Otto,
2 years because we've been like waiting.
And then Otto got released last episode, which is technically like a day or two ago. So he's fresh. It's fresh like first, second day, and nobody cares. Everybody's treating him like hot garbage, which that's what you get.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
Yeah, and then he even got, like, I think Gawain even gave him some shade when he arrived, right?
Yep, he did. I'm like, oh, about time you get here. Look at that. Look at that. You're here killing people. That's so great. We lost someone we didn't need to lose. And even Alicent was on his ass.
Yeah, she was.
I don't know if she was like doing that just to like stay face though. Be like, okay, maybe just in case they were like thinking a second, like, okay. At the end of like thinking like we've been sleeping together, like, no. I'm like throwing my 2 cents on this guy too. But not only that though, you know, he replaced my father with people.
Yeah, I think she's mad about that.
No Otto this episode.
And mad about the fact that they lost a really respected, strong member of the King's Guard because everybody loved him and they were real pissed that he's gone over a stupid plan, freaking Parent Trap, trying to switch places and shit. That's what y'all get.
At first it was stupid, but it kind of actually did work though.
A little bit.
Like,
it did.
Yeah, like he was able to evade. You know, people like were at least those 2 guards in front. They were questioning him, like, "Wait a minute, are you supposed to like be inside?" But then they still let him go in regardless. You know, he kind of like has a twin. You know, he was walking through the corridors, all that crap, and then, but hey, his brother did find him.
So maybe if Mysaria hadn't seen him, he would have gotten away with it, perhaps, because it did.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about that last week. That you know, he suddenly, I think it was Eric, barged in all of a sudden. Eric had been tipped off, because why would he do that? Like, he did suspect something. He was wandering around the corridors and everything, but so if she hadn't seen him, he might have gotten away with it. She was like, "Wait a second, didn't I just see you?"
Yeah, I think so too. But that was just like the luck of the draw. If Mysaria hadn't spoken up, it would have been, it would have probably been lights out for Rhaenyra. But that wouldn't have been a good thing, because that meant that Daemon and Jace would have been in charge, and they are ready to bring the dragons out. So,
they probably just would have gone and burned down King's Landing.
Yep.
That's probably what they would have been. The King of the Ashes or what have you. Yep,
they would have. It would have been very bad. Not to mention his wife, the new queen. Oh, she was burning too. Yeah. Baela's going to be burning too. Like, my goodness.
So Katie says Gawain was so classist. Yeah, he is sort of classist, right? Like, what did you think? What did you think of him? First of all, I thought the actor was really good, though.
Yeah, I think that's the second time. Like, I remember seeing like, another channel like brought this up. Like, we did see him, but like shielded up when he went against on Daemon and that attorney thing. But seeing him now, I'm like,
in that he was wearing this really weird helmet that looks like a cook's, what is it, a rook's rest, like a chess piece, which is so weird. I thought it was just the weirdest thing ever. So his armor on this one, I think, actually is really great.
Yeah.
So that was sort of our first meeting with him. So I thought that was pretty cool.
I liked him. I love anybody who gives this man shit. Like, if you come up, you just got here and you already know who to hate. That's what I'm talking about. Pile it on. And this is after he got his stupid little haircut. Like, he just got tired. Like, it's a new job, new me. So he went ahead and cut some bangs and they were not cute.
Hey, you got promoted. You're gonna get yourself a fresh cut now. Come on.
Yeah. There was. It's funny because when I saw it in the trailer, I was thinking, oh, maybe they did that to age him up, because my brother-in-law, like, I was watching the episode with him. He goes, "It's really weird how some characters haven't aged at all." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Like, they didn't even add any salt and pepper or anything to his hair. So he just looks the same age that he's always been. And so I thought maybe they did that just to kind of, it looks kind of like a Caesar though. Do you know, like a Caesar haircut? So, which is, you know, like a, you know, sort of, I thought maybe that's what they were going for.
I hope it was a wig because I'm so sorry if that was actually your hair because that was horrible.
Oh,
I think I'm the only person that likes the haircut. Like maybe because I have less hair and I like more hair on me, but I don't know.
I'm not tired.
Hi, Tatiana. Are you tired?
So tired, dear. That's my resting bitch face.
Tatiana, you're just joining us. Alicia's having some technical difficulties. Do you want to just tell us what your thoughts are on the episode?
Well, Kristen can go fuck right off with that Caesar haircut. Like, that ain't working for you, boo.
Yeah.
That ain't working. Like, no. Like, nah.
You should shave it
like,
off.
you are unattractive to me because you're just a shit human. Now you're even more unattractive to me because of that haircut. And also, when he asked Allison for her favor, I wanted to vomit. It was so gross. Hey, it's fun. Kyle! Hey, boo! How you doing? You weren't here last week. I was very disappointed.
Yeah, Carl was on In Deep Geeks live stream tonight, and I told him he had to come because you were here tonight. You're supposed to be here, so. Yay! He's saying he needs a chair.
Also, you haven't said anything about Tara. I was very sad.
He told me he was wearing armor earlier, so he wants to. I think he wants to wear a tiara as well.
This was a gift. Anyway, back to the episode. I did love the oh my god, Harrenhal scenes. They were freaking hilarious. And we got to see Millie again. So yay, baby Rhaenyra for in. I was so happy. She looked gorgeous.
I know. I missed her. I missed her so much. The way they kept that down. Yes, I did see Bethany reposted me. Yes, I saw the act. Yes, she reposted me, and I rightfully flipped the hell out. Yes, I saw it.
Well, what did she repost?
Somebody had took a clip of my reaction when she was on the dragon, and I was like, "That's my bitch on the dragon." So he had posted that on Instagram, and she reposted what he posted. And tagged him, but because I'm not tagging the original one, but I was like, I don't even care at this point. She sees me. She knows I exist. That's all that matters.
That's awesome.
Bethany, she is Bela.
Yeah, I'm glad she had some screen time this week. Her and Raina.
Oh yeah, I was so sad for Raina because that girl has known nothing but frustration. Like, her dad has a dragon, her mom had a dragon, her stepmom / aunt has a dragon. Or wait, cousin. Her stepmom / cousin has a dragon. All her three brothers /
cousins.
You just love the Targaryens, you know, in there. There's something.
Yeah, the baby has a dragon. She don't got no dragon. I just get that bitch a dragon, please. Someone give her a dragon. Also,
yeah, the Targaryens are like a bunch of hillbillies. Sorry, go ahead, Tatiana.
Even that at the brothel, like a balls. You think I'm skinny? Look at my skinniness. Behold and tremble, bitches. Yes.
I know we were talking about that. It's so funny.
Respect.
He's only got an 8-pack.
Listen,
my 8-pack is like inside out, so I can't really say much.
I have a keg, so I'm okay. I'm okay with my kegs.
Oh, and the Castellan of Harrenhal, he was so freaking funny.
Yes,
I loved him. They just that he's a Martin stand-in, yeah. And because he looked like a J.R. Martin twin.
Oh, I didn't
Like-
even think of that. That's so funny. So that's what That's what she's talking about. I thought she meant George Costanza. I was thinking of the wrong show.
George Martin. Delighta.
Yeah. Well, George did have a cameo actually in Game of Thrones, but he never got. They cut it. He ended up on the cutting room
Oh.
floor.
Boo.
Really? It's a shame.
How dare you? Was it in the later seasons when there was no more books?
No, I think it was actually in the premiere episode. He played a Pentoshi magistrate or something like that. He wore this crazy costume. You know what? It might have been you remember they did the premiere and then they had to redo it? It might have been the failed premiere.
Oh yeah, because of the recast and stuff.
The recasting and everything. So he ended up on the cutting room floor.
Mm.
Carl says, Eamon is the new white worm, am I right? The D and Hot D, Big Lee. Oh my God.
My goodness.
Yeah, that was something else. No, we were talking about that because the actor who played Eamon was really, I think people were commenting on his physique online, and people were going after Sir Kristen Cole, the actor, and just people can't seem to differentiate between real life and characters, which is terrible.
No, people be assholes.
It'd be silly. Start calling people out, they'll stop. They'll log off and delete accounts. That's what I want you to do. I want you to go away.
Yeah, exactly, kitties.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I was reading is that Eamon, the actor who plays Eamon, it was his idea to use the coin. Like, remember in that, I think it was maybe 2 episodes ago, where he finds the coin and he puts it at his eye, and then
And he's playing with it at the table.
So he said that was actually his idea. He talked to the director about it. He wanted to have sort of this idea that he's sitting there thinking. So his face is sort of just, like regular, but then with the coin, he's sort of talking through those actions, and I thought that was really interesting. I saw a picture where he had it in front of his eye, and someone thought that it might have portend to his like ultimately. I don't want to say. I don't want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it'll the future.
That foreshadowing, it works.
Foreshadowing, exactly. Thank you. I don't want to say
works.
anything. Yeah,
it definitely works.
Because the Dragon Demands was like, well, where did the coin come from? And I think it came off of the map. But I thought it was a different coin. Because remember, Cheese was scooping all the coins up when they went through the room. So I think one of them just fell on the floor, and that's what happened there.
Yeah, he found it after when he realized that they were coming after him. So he just kept that.
I guess those coins they're using must have value then, if Cheese was scooping them up.
I mean, Eamon was using like coins as like placeholders for like little models of the houses. But I think it's the coin of the realm. So
yeah,
they
had
the motifs of the different houses. Did you notice that? Like if you looked at the coins, so
because he didn't want to use actual pieces,
pure gold for sure.
Yeah, he didn't want to use actual pieces, so they weren't planning.
He's mistook for money, so it could either be like actual.
For
Carl
a friend,
says
that's
he's gonna
like
go as brothel
chump change
Eamon for Halloween. Oh God, help us! Oh my God, Carl,
you have enough shamelessness to pull it off.
Yeah.
My goodness. Okay, I have stuff everywhere. I'm gonna move this.
Okay, we've lost Alicia. Hopefully she'll come back.
Yeah, she's refreshing. So I told you that once she unplugged that mic, I knew it was gonna go downhill.
Dear. Tatiana, we were talking about Gawain, and you mentioned about the hanky and everything. So what did you think about him, of Gawain? Is he a
honestly,
or what do you think?
I think he's just a highborn. He's a daddy trust fund baby. But at the same time, I know that they were trying to make him like, oh, like he's just coming in, not knowing what the hell is happening. He's from this uppity highborn bullshit. But honestly, I was honestly digging the digs at Krispy Kreme, because it's like, and Krispy Kreme is like, he's my mistress's brother. He's my mistress's brother. You can't kill him. He's my mistress's brother. I know that I'm now the dom in this relationship, but he was like, That's like, I needed someone to like mosquito his ass. I was like, yes, do it, Gwen, do it, Gwen, do it. So it'll be fun to see the odd couple working out and working their differences. It was funny though.
Really? Now I got to go back and watch it.
I think
Yeah,
I think Kristen did sort of come back at him though when, because he was like talking about they were going to go stay at an inn and have some fun and all this, and then shit got real when like Bela, showed up, and he kind of knew the thing to do. I mean, like she could have, like you said, she could have burned the forest down, but she didn't, and so he kind of was like, come on, like, sort of, made him realize the seriousness of the situation.
Yeah, because I feel like if they hadn't, she probably would have hit them with the hot in the field. They would have died. Because if you're out in the open and I know that you're a part of the ops, I'm going to hit you with the hot.
Well, she was given, I think she was given instructions not to go low though, right? But
Yeah,
she
she
did
was.
sort of,
not to engage mainly.
not to engage.
Well, she is Damon's daughter, and she's more Damon than Reina. Like,
Give her that
if
look,
Bela
like-
was, Reina is Lena.
It's like Bow Wow with that button and he pushes it. Like, that's what I would have pushed the button and I let the fire out. Everybody would have got hot. I would have burned the forest. So she's still a better person than I am because I burn it all down and report back like I trapped them in a forest of fire there. So that works.
What do you think about Aegon in Aegon's armor?
He had a little pooch belly. They gave him a little pooch belly, so it looked weird. I enjoyed that.
So that's what it was. I thought they were just still trying to fit him.
Yeah,
We all drinking. Amazing if he didn't have a pooch, but he looked so tiny in that armor.
He does.
It was so fucking funny when they say, "Oh, this is the armor that Aegon the Conqueror wore," and I'm like, okay. Was Aegon the Conqueror a short king? Because if it is, I stand. Regardless, he just looked so ill-fitted. He looked like he was in a sack with his head up.
Yeah.
And not to mention, even his hair is starting to lose like the luster that it had. Like he just looks dirty. Like it's like very flat. It's very like PC. I'm just waiting for it to go bald at this point because it's getting there. It's going. His hair is going, gone. While Aemon has the luscious locks. That's what happens when you take care of yourself.
Yeah, they were talking about, there was an interview with him, sorry, I'm opening a can, where he was talking about that he's supposed to look like he kind of just got out of bed in the morning. So that's why he's got this like really messy hair. And that he wanted to have the opposite of Aemon hair-wise. He wanted, like Aemon's got gorgeous hair. He wanted to have sort of opposite hair as a way to sort of say fuck you to his family, I think. So he's probably, he's coming unraveled a bit.
Yeah, and if you think about it, at least in the earlier, in like season 1 or the early seasons, whenever the Targaryens like put in their best, they would have like this straightened hair, like someone invented like hair irons in Westeros somewhere. And him, no, he's like at best like messy waves, like beachy waves. So that's also like he at least he considers himself the black sheep, which is funny because he considers himself the black sheep. Aemon considers himself the black sheep. Helena
is the black sheep.
Black sheep because she's just the queen of everything. But
to her. They don't pay. They ignore this woman.
But there is another.
Costs.
There's still hope. There's another living in Old Town, I think.
That is the actual black sheep because nobody even knows what he looks like. Hasn't been casted or anything. Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Kitty.
Drop his name, and when they do drop his name, it makes Alicent flinch every single time.
Yeah, maybe she had a. He was, came out opposite. Like, what do they call that? Sorry, breach. Maybe it caused her a lot of discomfort.
I have no idea because every time she
Mothers
mentions him, she's like,
blame their children for terrible births.
She's like staring off into space or being like, like, yeah, he's in Old Town. Like, girl, what's wrong with him? Something wrong with him?
Yes, exactly, Carl. That's what I was thinking.
Well, I mean, I'd like to think it's because she don't know him at all because
Mhm.
I don't think she's seen him since he was born. Basically,
He's-
because
Yeah, because he's
well, at least when
fostering,
he was
right?
a little baby boy. So
Mhm.
Because like that's sort
I
of
mean-
a traditional thing that happens in Westeros is like you send your children off to foster. I think in
I mean, if you think about it, in the 10-year time jump in season 1, we see her 3 older children. We don't see Daeron.
Mhm.
So, and we only saw Helena being born. So within those 10 years, she also had Aemon, and then she had Daeron. I'm guessing he was around 3 when he might have been like a baby and or toddler when he left for Old Town.
Because we don't know how old he is
And
right
that
now.
was-
They never mentioned an
Yeah.
age, right?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't seen him,
Okay.
so she doesn't know. So it's like because she knows that she basically misraised 3 of them, and basically abandoned the 4th one.
Mhm.
So if he comes back, she's gonna be meeting a stranger essentially. So it's like
ooh,
pile on that guilt. It tastes horrible. Let's pile on that guilt. At least that's what I think.
sorry, I'm trying to find the comment here. Katie says, I think definitely it's implied that Daeron is the normal one. Daeron. Is that like AA Rod or AA Rod?
Oh my god.
AA Rod?
Listen. That's what it seems like.
Yeah. Well, there's too many. Like we've already determined, there's too many. All the names have AE in it. Have you noticed that? And you know.
Yeah.
It's funny though. Whenever I do my scripts, I always have like to do the read aloud, and the read aloud always reads Damon's name as Demon, and I'm like, yeah, well, you got
Okay.
it.
Close
I mean, is
Yeah,
it wrong?
Well, dragon actually, like Dracul means Dracula, or it means dragon. Dracula means dragon.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of works.
Boo. I wanted to see if they ended up casting anybody yet, and they haven't. They still have not cast this character.
Yeah, where's
All
Keith?
right.
Even the showrunners
I
are
know.
forgetting.
I think they're just holding it in the pocket at this point. I mean, they mentioned him, so now they got to bring him out. They got to bring him out since they mentioned him. Because he wasn't mentioned at all in the first season, was he?
I thought they did.
I don't remember.
Or it was just in talks of like discussions. I remember during season 1 he was talked about within a stream. So I was like, oh, so maybe it was like one point in the scene they mentioned him.
Like Allison's mother, her mother wasn't mentioned in season 1, was she? It wasn't until she lit the candle.
I think Otto might have mentioned her.
Illyri Hightower.
I think Otto might have mentioned her a little bit, like, "Oh, I miss your mother, but you know, we got to do what we got to do."
When he says, "Put your mother's dress on," in the first episode, to comfort the king. So yeah.
He doesn't. I don't think he mentions her name though. I don't think it's in the book.
It might have been.
Hey,
I don't really
Coven.
know.
Coven asked, "Did you guys get a look at Alice Rivers' dresses?" Well, she has one
I'm
dress.
looking right now.
It's like sort of a brocade. I have it. Like I have it. I'm mentioning it in my next video, but I'm gonna wait till the next episode airs to get a better look at it. But did you guys see my tweet about she has a maple leaf on her
That I did
apron?
see. So I'm like,
so it's confirmed she's Canadian.
I love that.
Yeah.
And Kitty, I just looked that up. They said that he is not confirmed. But everybody suspects that person, where is the name? Jack? For being cast as him, but I haven't seen anything definitive for it yet.
Oh, the actor's name is Jack Cunningham Nuttall?
Yeah.
Nuttall? Wow, that's quite the name, eh?
Listen, I was typing like furiously.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. We'll get out of here.
Do we want to talk about? We sort of touched on Damon going to Harrenhal. Did you talk about that yet, or do you want to touch on that?
I touched on that briefly, saying that it was really funny. And then the
I like the whole
Castellan.
entire thing.
Yes, Carl, Carl, that joke was for you because she had a picture on the table and I said, I wonder if there's maple syrup in there. That was a joke for you. But I don't think you're on Twitter, so.
Yeah, I enjoyed that whole entire scene. I think my favorite thing is that he got to the table and they were like, go ahead and eat. And just to show you that he wasn't eating, he took the fork and he threw the fork. So he meant what he said. He wasn't about to have none of this food because y'all finna poison him. We're gonna have a conversation, not this food. But I liked how the guy immediately was like, I'm glad you're here. I didn't have smoke anyways for anybody. Whoever made it here first was going to get the pledge.
Yeah.
You made it here first. Congratulations.
My Lord.
Yay.
Yes. He's like,
Yeah, but
no,
I
it's
love
your grace.
Your Grace.
And
I love the set design. I love the set design for Harrenhal. It looks so like even if this is like before Game of Thrones itself, it looks like such a spooky haunted castle. It looks so, but like beautiful, like hauntingly beautiful, and like you believe this, you will believe this castle has magic in it. And we haven't talked about this yet. We finally saw the God's Eye. We finally saw the great mysterious island where everything started, where the children of the forests and the first men made their peace pact and apparently had an orgy. Probably.
Well, you always have to have an orgy at the
That's how you seal the deal. Fluids.
Yes.
Yeah, someone was saying it'd be interesting if Otto had reproaches Rhaenyra about coming over to Team Black. Well, he's conflicted though because he's got his family is there, so maybe he thinks they're a bunch of idiots. But
yeah, Otto is staunchly Team Green. He's just tired of their shenanigans, so he was happily leaving the situation because he was like, "Y'all are dumb. I can't be around this dumbness anymore. Y'all are it's too much dumb, and I'm trying to be smart, and y'all dumbness is out maneuvering my smartness, and I just need a break." So
you sound like what, sabbatical? Or?
I'm gonna say yes because
pretty much.
I mean for real, he's never
maybe
gonna
he'll go back to Old Town and write a bunch of letters.
That would be nice.
Because I don't think I don't think Kristen Cole's the type to write letters.
No.
And that's like one of the main jobs of the hand.
No, I don't know if he can read.
Testing.
Yeah, errors were made. I was
better than now.
Much better.
Yeah. Alicia, can you hear us? Are you there?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes,
we can hear you. Do you want to say something?
Oh, your picture looks amazing. I love it.
I don't know if Crispy can read.
I don't know. What subject are we on?
Yes.
Exactly.
Harrenhal, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about Harrenhal.
You can talk whatever you want, Alicia. We were kind of moved around a bit.
The witchiness of Harrenhal was, I think, one of my favorite things. It had all the right amount of intrigue, and I appreciate how much Black, the current sitting Lord Strong, was given towards Sir Clubfoot's, because he deserves all of the smoke. I love that Black Alice did not have really more than a few words to say because she didn't need to do that. The face acting said everything that it needed to say. And Harrenhal was haunted and really ridiculously dusty and moist. Not the good kind of moist. And I loved all the witchiness of it. I am looking forward to seeing where else they're going to take that character.
Yeah, the fact that they can't light fires reminded me of this time I went camping a couple of years back, and it rained so much that everything was wet and you couldn't light. It was so true. Can't light those fires. The wood's too damp. It won't burn.
That's why you don't go out there.
Now it's interesting though. So like, even though Harrenhal's in ruins, there are some segments of the castle that are, sheltered, I guess. But so that was kind of interesting.
Women in that room though, with the dusty, musty bed that was being rained on, that just smells like all of the mold and asbestos. Just
Yeah, I wouldn't sleep in there. Not at all. Especially just the dripping of the water. Like, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
So many buckets. He needs all the buckets.
my question to you guys is, do you think that all of those visions that happened to Damon, do you think they were all a dream? Like, I kind of felt like it was a dream within a dream, or did you think that Alice appearing to him was real, or what were your thoughts on that?
I think it was a waking dream. Like he definitely started sleepwalking. He definitely started sleepwalking because all of a sudden he's at the weirwood tree. Which, by the way, I love that the weirwood tree has grown so wild that it's basically all over the castle. It's like everywhere. Like just going in and you can already see a weirwood root. It was like that's what happens when you let the magic grow unfettered. I love it.
Here's my question on that.
Like
I was trying to
having
remember.
a field.
Is there actually a weirwood tree at Harrenhal in the books? Because I don't think there is one near there, or the God's Eye.
I mean, I don't know how he survived.
Well, like in Robert's stream, he was talking about how they cut down all the weirwood trees to build the castle.
In the south, yeah, that's what I thought.
And that's why the castle is sort of like haunted because
that's
possibly,
part of the reason.
Yeah,
that and all
the children of the forest.
There.
So it's interesting. It's like what is real and what is sort of either Alice is maybe putting those visions in Damon's mind, or
I think she was definitely doing some force push with the visions and projecting all of that.
It reminds me of the chick from The Ring, where you see like that video and they're gonna die in 7 days.
I love that movie. Ring.
Yeah.
Yes. Are you talking about the Japanese one or the American one?
Yeah. Either or. It's same premise.
They're both good, actually. Yes, for sure.
Really? I saw the Japanese. I fell asleep during the Japanese one.
I loved it. Are you kidding? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I love
it bored me. I don't know why.
All right. But the one with Sarah Michelle.
What do you think Alice's goal was, other than being looking creepy? What do you think Alice Rivers's goal was, being other than being all mysterious and spooky and creepy? What do you think?
If they're keeping to what happens with her in the original story, I think she's looking to birth a dragon seed.
Oh.
So I can see her doing that. Her doing that as like a poking and prodding within him to see what's going on with him. Because last thing you want to do is have a baby with somebody who is A, not going to be here, or B, doing some crazy shit all the time that you got to deal with. So she could have been like, let me just see how he's feeling, what he's feeling, and be a little nosy, which I appreciate.
Also, she's a beautiful woman. Creepy, but beautiful. And he just had a fight with his wife. If we know Damon, the way he resolves
he was going to sleep with her this episode.
Is not in the mood. He kind of looks for quick fixes, so to speak. So that dragon seed thing might. It could come soon. I
think it was someone.
Surprised next episode, we're gonna see him just boinking Alice out of spite or something.
On Twitter that I saw where that says like she looks like she could be easily like in her mid-20s or possibly late 30s or maybe even 50s, like all at the same time, because there's just such random otherness. I think when she's there, especially with the absolute silent stone cold stare she was giving him, it like you just know there's something up with her, and I can't wait to see what they do.
Her accent is also strange because it sounds American. When she was talking, it sounded American, like just almost Valley Girlish. Like
I think she's American, but she's on the show Glow. Has anybody seen Glow?
I have not.
She plays sort of a wild, like she plays a, it's a show about wrestling, female wrestling, and she's sort of like dresses up like in a beast type costume, like a wild woman costume. So I didn't even recognize her because on that show she wears like full makeup and everything the whole show. Yeah, well, she was saying the actress was saying she's 400 years old. Could be possible.
Yeah. I heard character is very old.
People were saying that she could possibly be Melisandre. I don't think so. Melisandre, I believe she is alive in this timeline.
Yeah, it was good.
But Alice
Yeah.
is far older than that.
She's actually Scottish.
Oh, is she? Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, in
That's
the book,
probably
she's
why
a wet
her
nurse.
Yeah, she was a wet nurse to like all
like,
baby his mom.
I was sort of thinking that, like Damon's been the only one interacting with her. Like she was sort of present when he walked into the hall. I think she was on over to the side, but I was thinking, I wonder if she's actually even there. That was sort of my thought. Like, is she
That was
maybe
my
a spirit?
first thought. I'm like, because like when everyone's like kneeling or even like asking for Damon, she just casually like walking like, hey, what's up, and just kept going. I'm like, okay, and then Damon was not even like interacting, like, okay, you're not even gonna kneel or acknowledge me either. And the next time we see her again, it's like, oh, you're gonna die here. I'm like, what the hell? This is like a horror movie.
Hi,
I would have
Silver
bounced.
Scale.
Forget Harrenhal.
Hey, Silver Scale.
Bless
Bless
you,
you.
Tatiana.
Bless you.
By the way, if anybody's joining just now, I want to wish everyone a happy 4th of July for my American friends.
Oh yeah, Happy 4th of July
Happy
to my
4th of
American
July.
brother.
Except for Donald
guess.
Trump. I don't wish it.
Okay. That's like I'll do it every single time. Okay.
Okay. Yes, okay.
Okay.
My son does a really good impression of that. So funny.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
You're all welcome to
one
come to
of-
Canada. You're all welcome to come to Canada. I mean, not that things are that much better here, but
Listen.
I know it's great, but I've only been
I mean,
there like a
free
week
healthcare and
Free
free education.
healthcare.
You guys are better than the U.S.
Healthcare alone would be worth the trip.
Okay.
Exactly.
and the maple syrup.
Not go find
Oh,
a brick, throw some tea at them.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Alicia, I still owe you a care package. I'm working on it.
Yay.
Yeah. Go
Don't
find a
forget
brick
like
for tea at
that
them.
special tea, Heidi. Please and
You mean like
thanks.
Carl? Do you mean like tea leaves, or do you mean like just wet tea? Like,
Like hot tea, like boiling hot tea at the face of a Brit.
oh, that would be very mean.
That's
That'd be
assault.
rude.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. We're not doing that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that would be
We
maybe
are
tea
felony
leaves.
free.
Heidi, I have a question for you.
Of course.
Do you keep away from like the stills? Because you showed me the section of randomness from.
Yes.
Do you look at those for the upcoming episode, or do you stay away
yes,
from them?
absolutely. Of course I do. But do you not do that?
First of all, I had a hard time finding stuff, so I just didn't. But since listen, I'd be clicking and clacking on this thing, and that's where I
but
stay.
they've got the episode 4 pictures, and the reason why I do that is because I want to be able to kind of be ready for when the episode airs, and then I can I've sorted everything, like I've already labeled them and sorted them, and then I
what
scour
Netflix does.
online all the pictures, and that way I'm all ready to go. Otherwise, it would take me forever. So, oh, by the way, speaking of, did I mention this already that I posted a picture of Sir Kristen Cole on his horse, and that it has a little whittle unicorn horn on the head of his horse.
I need to see it.
Yeah, it's really. Let's see if I can find it for you guys. Okay, hold on. It was
Oh
really
yeah,
funny.
yeah, I found it.
Yeah.
I was like, where? Which? Yep. Because what, the horse is going to
wait,
ram
what?
somebody? Like, what is that for?
Here, I'll share it. Oh, let me share it
And
for
be
you
for the
guys.
dragons now.
This is from the next episode, but I did notice it before. But this is just a really good picture of it. So
They just
thought
look
I
so
would-
uncomfortable in all this armor.
Oh
It
my god,
looks
the
so
poor
heavy.
horses. I know, but I guess they're used to it. I don't know how that works. How do I do this? Do I do it over here?
Present.
How do I share this? Oh, there we go. Share. I was like, I did it last time. Can you see it? So
What?
he.
Oh yeah.
That
Can
was
I plus it?
wow.
It's a little.
I need
whittle-
glasses. I'm gonna look at
a whittle-
corkscrew.
A little whittle. See, it's sort of like it's attached to his armor, and that's a little tiny thing. So anyway, so one of the girls that I
Unicorn.
follow on Twitter, she said, "Do you think he's compensating for something?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking."
Yeah.
But but I have to show you this. So one of my other followers, they shared this picture here, which I thought was cool. So this is something that actually is historical. See? That
Huh.
type of-
Oh. It's like,
Oh.
well, if your horse want to go to
There's
war,
a good
might as
one.
well make him
Yeah.
might as well
make that a
make
weapon.
Yeah. Yeah. There. See?
But why so
little
little?
spike? I don't know. That's what I'm wondering. Like it,
I thought it was supposed to be
It-
longer, but
Like if you're gonna have
it's like a
spike that might
spike.
ram into like a horse,
Mhm.
make it bigger.
Well, exactly, and I mean that's not going to really do much. But his is definitely looks like a unicorn helmet. Like it's got a unicorn horn. The way it's got the spiral and everything.
But if it runs into a human, you're gonna dead.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna dead. Yeah, you're gonna dead. Real good.
Unicorn is the national animal of Scotland. Oh, I did not know that. But it's not really an
Yeah.
animal though. It's like a
I
fictional.
mean,
It's a magical creature,
Or-
like Pegasus.
Maybe they're just extinct. And we
it's like
I'm
Bigfoot
really glad you're
or
here.
Sasquatch.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks, Carl. But anyway, I thought that was really sort of a fun little detail because I don't normally look at the armor of the horses, but it is very, very good. The horse armor. In fact, I was saying that I thought that at least in the case of Gawain, I think he was upstaged a little bit by his horse. It's very fancy.
Oh yeah. He was bling to the noins.
Mm-hmm.
These pictures have my
So
life.
did we touch on Rhaenyra at all? Like about?
No.
Oh, we haven't touched on her. Okay.
Oh
so
yes,
what should we
most
say about her?
controversial scene in the episode. Any thoughts on Mission Impossible?
I like it. I love it for clarity's sake. I love it
Should've
for
burned the
clarity's sake
forest.
because I feel like if everything went the way Allison said it did, then she would have surrendered. She would have backed down, and everybody would have. She would have just been like, "Okay, enough. I'm fighting for no reason. Everybody's dying for no reason, and he didn't even want me." But that solidified the fact that she was in the right. She is the rightful heir. He believed her to be the rightful heir. He declared her the rightful heir. He did not change his mind. She is on the right course. You are wrong, and now she's got to fight for it. I appreciate that. I like clarification for the situation.
yeah.
People are saying that it's
absolutely-
impossible. Like it was stupid for Rhaenyra to even go to King's Landing, but I think she knew this was a Hail Mary. Like this is her being desperate
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
because people have been complaining. Oh, she just lost her son and she's not as bloodthirsty as she is in the books and all that stuff. I'm like, sweetie, honey boo boos, she was bloodthirsty. She was angry. She was grieving, and her grief and bloodthirstiness ended up in the brutal murder of an even smaller innocent, and the trauma of an innocent queen that has nothing to do with this and is a complete and utter buttercup. So yeah, when something like that clashes with your grief, it can kind of jumpstart you back into sanity, you know? So yeah, it's like, shit, my son is dead. Their son is dead. She's not like Aegon. Aegon is just flying by the seat of his pants. She thinks she inherited that from Viserys, for better and for worse, because she has been dealing that. She has been trying to not start anything, even though it's already been bigger than itself. Because we have not touched on the opening scene with the Blackwoods and the Bridesmaids. We should do that, but it's already bigger than her. Like Rainy said, people don't even remember why they are fighting. Why they are fighting? They're just fighting. And she just needed like one Hail Mary, like just one. If there's like even the smallest chance that she could convince Allison to call off this war, to convince Aegon to call it off, to just broker for peace and negotiations, she's gonna take it because she is that desperate. She just lost her son. She just lost her great nephew in Jaehaerys, in her name, no less. Supposedly, and she lost her most trusted Kingsguard to his own brother. She is seeing what, even without seeing the Battle of the Burning Mill, she's already seeing the toll this is going to, and it's just starting. So yeah, if she can have like even the smallest chance for her to stop this war, she's going to. She just didn't know that Allison no longer has any power.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
The state of their council with Otto being gone, because Otto gave Allison power too. Like him being there bolstered her because he was taking her into consideration when nobody else was. Like she is literally out on the outside now, and Rhaenyra now sees that she's out on the outside. Nothing that she can do. That this has all been started accidentally from hearing what you want to hear from a dead man, and now there's nothing left to do. All avenues have been considered, and there's nothing else to do at this point. There's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
So now it's about to be nasty for the rest of the season. The next 4 or 5 episodes are about to be real ridiculous.
I am very glad though that they actually showed that realization on Allison's face. Because now she knows how even more messed up she's done. And she tried to pull that, what did she say? Luke never actually atoned or
apologized for
taking Aemon's eye. First of all, if you can go back that far to get something to gripe about to put next to this situation, that even more shows how ridiculous it is. Also, first of all, with that situation, Aemon again is the motherfucker that started it. So you think I'm supposed to just stand here and let you kill me or slice my brother? No, I'm going to pick up this damn knife and slice it before you can slice me. That's exactly what the hell is supposed to happen. And even Aemon at that age, how young he was, even he said, well, I lost an eye, but I got the baddest motherfucking dragon in the realm right now. He didn't make no beef with it. No. The fact that you have to pull that out to say, well, this really wrong thing that he did. No, ma'am, that was self-defense. He didn't do no wrong thing. And the person who it happened to ain't beefing. So why are you? You grasping at straws, and this shows how ridiculous you have been in this. You encouraged this dumbass boy that you see now you cannot control in any way, shape, or form anymore. And he's fucking up. Like, he's literally worse than Joffrey right now. Joffrey at least had some semblance of a plan on what he was trying to do, getting people in line to cower in front of him like he wanted. Aegon is just flying at the fucking seat of his pants. He didn't even want to be there in the first place.
Like everybody's disrespecting him on all fronts. That is true. Tywin is.
Yeah, Tywin is. The king looked tired. Perhaps some milk of the poppy before he goes to bed. He sent this motherfucker to bed in the middle of the day, and could nobody do shit.
Yeah, there's nobody who can do that.
Otto, you're not Tywin.
It did kind of make me think of Cersei, at that point when she realizes she's got no control over Joffrey, and now I feel like Allison has no control over Aegon.
But even when Cersei realized
Cersei
that, didn't Marjorie have a better handle on him at that time, and that's why she was just like shit.
Yes.
So somebody had the reins.
Yeah,
somebody had the reins. It just wasn't her, and that's what pissed her off. But with Aegon, nobody has the reins because he's too busy trying to like get everybody's approval. So he's going to do whatever somebody suggests because he likes their approval. He wants to be the happy
like Larys just comes in to have a little word with him, and then he's like, "Hey, want to be my
Master
Whispers? Hey, oh, sure, okay, thanks."
Rumor had it the queen was your throne. I think comparing Rhaenyra and Aegon this episode really like solidifies who is the better leader, because Aegon he's all bluster and sound and fury, and at the first, somebody said that you are an idiot who listens to mommy and she's gonna take the throne from you, and he's like, maybe not today.
He didn't even go out there in the first place.
Be there, like
with that.
Whereas Rhaenyra literally risked her life and the life of her Kingsguard to try to prevent a war, whether or not you thought it was a stupid idea or not.
Mhm.
That tastes guts.
One of the things I noticed about Rhaenyra when she's listening to her, her council, they're all like, they're all vying for war. They're all like, and she's just like, I'll take this all under advisement, and she leaves. Whereas Aegon kind of reminds me of a certain person in the United States who, whenever he gets the ear of an individual, that's sort of the last thing he thinks of. So he's very he's pliable and really influenced easily. So I think Larys knows this. And by the way, someone was saying Larys was like everywhere. He's like Waldo in this episode.
Yes.
He's
I
just
gotta
like,
go back and look.
like people were zooming in, and it's like, hey, there's Larys. And then he's apparently he was at the brothel. Maybe you guys were saying that. Were you saying that? Someone
People
was
in the
saying that
chat.
earlier.
Someone in the chat.
I don't
said
know that I saw him there.
He was
when
when
a lot of
Allison and
people confirmed
Gawain and Sir Kristen were out in the yard. He was on the stairs.
You're just making me want to go back.
Motherfucker, that guy. Someone should put out a bear trap for him. Like,
listen, something. Get that foot.
put him to
Snatch
throw
it.
over, get his
At
leg
this
caught.
point, at the
Sorry,
beginning
I
of the
don't mean to be
episode,
making fun of the
he
disabled, by
moved
the way.
the rock that probably caused the whole Blackwoods and the Umbraccans even fighting again.
Yeah, he probably did move that rock. He was
He
like,
probably
hey.
did.
Yeah, it probably did. Like the
And I was even
with,
thinking that like there was some in Robert's thing recently, or sorry, in his live stream today, there was some chatter about possibly Larys and Daemon having an alliance, and then maybe Larys was responsible for not having the guards at the doors, because we were discussing this. It's like he's so deeply inserted into the castle. But that would be really, really foot trap. Exactly. That would be really crazy if Daemon and Larys were aligned. Oh my god.
I don't know. Yeah, I did see that there were a lot of people saying that, and Larys is good about getting information and whatnot. So I don't think he had anything to do with that per se, but I do think he knew that it was going to happen, and he helped to clear the hallways. But also with Aegon, you're believing this thing so readily that Larys is telling you about your mom and your brother wanting to take your throne. Did you really just forget that they're the two motherfuckers that told you need to keep your ass at the castle? They told you to stay. It's dangerous if you go out there all gung-ho willy-nilly. And now Larys comes out, I heard that they're trying to take your throne. They're waiting for you to leave. What? You are not a smart boy here. Seriously, no one ever accused this guy of being intelligent at all. He is just the worst.
No.
It means more coming from somebody who's not related to him, because that way it makes him feel good about himself.
Yeah, because like I was mentioning earlier about how he didn't want to have the long, luxurious locks because he wants to distance himself from his family. And the actor who plays Aegon was saying that he thinks his family hates him. He feels that they hate him, so therefore he kind of hates them back, just like, as a defense mechanism. And I mean, it's partly we were discussing the fact that Viserys was a terrible dad, and I think Allison probably an equally terrible mother.
Probably never hugged the boy.
He definitely didn't.
Smarter than a fifth grader.
Arguably, Allison never did either.
She definitely did.
I told y'all, we've been telling y'all since last season, Allison don't like none of her kids. She just wants them to do what she says at all times, no matter what. And it's absolutely freaking horrible the way she's raised these kids. I mean, this didn't even have to be a problem. None of this had to happen. If Allison would have just sat her happy behind down and not try to goad Aegon into doing this for his whole life, the boy's been telling you he didn't want it. He was happily content to just be a molesting, rapist playboy in King's Landing and letting his sister rule. He was not for that life, but y'all put him in here anyways, and now you mad that he's not handling things well. Well, you didn't train him, did you?
Yeah.
If you really wanted to put him there, y'all should have had you and Otto should have had him in the back rooms training in everything.
Yeah, I think I do think a lot of it starts with Otto, because he was the one who sort of made Allison think that if Rhaenyra became queen, she would have her whole family slaughtered.
Killed. It's so weird that they so
readily
believe that. Like,
right?
It is.
When did Viserys ever teach anything like that?
And obviously, we know it's completely untrue, because she said, when her daughter or her son was murdered, she was like, I would never do that. I would never do that. So he was just poisoning them. He's been poisoning them all these years.
scaring them right in line.
So horrible. Like, and also like Helena is the one character you could say, just from the kids' perspective, they would not ever want to do anything to her. Like, I think Helena had a great repertoire with all of them, Raina, Bela, Jace, and Luke.
Yeah.
They would actually just stand up for her if something happened. But the other two, no, they can kick rocks and like catch all of the smoke because they're trash. No one would ever want to. Even Otto, Grandpa, was sitting there just looking at her while she was making her little nonsensical speech at the party, and he was like, "Oh, girl." Right, so Helena is nobody would ever do anything purposely really to hurt her.
I have to say, this is some tinfoil hat stuff. But after Robert was talking about this whole thing about Laris, I started thinking about this scene where Damon is sitting at the table with Mr. Strong. Sorry, I forget his first, Simon. And
Simon, yes,
Simon Strong, and he's talking about how he has no love for Laris because basically Laris murdered his father and brother. And I'm gonna have to rewatch the scene to see what Damon's reaction is, because of course Damon would probably have been happy to see Daddy Strong removed to make room for himself, right? Because that was Rhaenyra's paramour, I guess you would call him. And it's like, I got to get rid of this guy so I can kind of swoop in, kind of thing. And I mean, I wouldn't put it past him being behind something like that after he's already murdered his wives. And so I did think about that. So I don't know that the show's going to go there, but
is someone echoing?
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, I hear echo.
Here, I'll mute myself. You tell me if it's me.
Hello?
I'm still hearing it.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm still hearing echo.
Hello. Is it me?
No, I think it's Tati. It went silent when Tati muted. Do you have earbuds in by chance?
No, because my earbuds, for some reason, I don't have my earbuds with me right now. So it might be the sound from the air conditioning. It's really hot here, so that's why I don't want to turn it off.
Yeah.
By the way, I just want you all to know I've gone super trashy. I'm drinking wine out of a can. Well, actually, it's not wine.
I thought that was like an energy drink or something. You could have fooled me.
Well, actually, it's not completely wine. It is a blend. But it was funny. I went on a wine tour about a month ago, and they were like talking about how wine in a can is a big thing now. But honestly, it's perfect because it's super convenient. It's you can put it in your bag.
This is an ad. You're saying? I got you.
Yes.
Ad break.
Sorry. This is not a sponsor. It's not a sponsor.
Ad break.
No, I just thought I'd mention that.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Trying to think if anything else happened in this episode.
Well, what about what about Rhaenyra and Rhaena where she's sending her away with the kids? Did we talk about that?
Oh no, we did not. Poor
No,
baby girl. We talked about it for like fishy.
Yeah, I feel for Rhaena, and I totally understand why she's in the mindset that she's in. Like it's been a big deal for her
entire life
to actually try and be more possess more traits of her parents and also her sister, because that's just a very heavy staple thing in their family. And her first egg did not hatch. Aemon then stole the dragon she was gunning for, her mama's dragon, and now she's left with nothing. I mean, she is eventually going to be on a dragon rider at some point in time, but it's not now. So she absolutely feels like she's just being tucked away because she isn't a key player. And right now, I understand her mindset, but it is a sound move. It is a very sound move. So you are being given a very important job. I get why you don't want to do it or why it hurts you, but this is a really big responsibility that you have to take on. And there is some things that go on, trying to get those boys across the narrow sea, and then also to the veil. So there's some very good story moments, I think, coming up for Reina, and I'm really still hoping that they don't do the thing that I've heard rumors of them doing, combining Reina's character with Nettles.
Yeah,
I think both of those ladies have too much to do in the intricacies of the story alone. So I hope they don't do that.
Where did that come from? Everybody keeps mentioning it, but I don't remember.
Anybody... I don't remember who actually first put it out there.
I've seen it everywhere as well about them.
But I've always seen it like on blogs or something, not like anything semi-official.
But I did share an interview that Ryan Condal did with sorry, I can't remember the YouTuber, and she was asking about Nettles, and he said, I can't comment on that. He says, what you've seen the first 2 episodes, right? And she said yes, and he said, okay, yeah, I'm afraid you'll have to just wait and see. So he didn't say no.
I love when they say that. I can't say no and I can't say yes, but just wait and see.
It's very.
So what did you think about the whole thing about them mentioning, like Ryan mentioning the dragon's eggs are supposed to be Danny's eggs eventually? Would you guys?
It makes sense.
I haven't noticed it until someone was like, "Oh, it's the eggs," but I'm like, "Wait, there's 4 there."
For the show, it makes sense, but for the book, we all know the eggs that Alyssa Farman stole are what became Danny's eggs. So I think they're tweaking it here. I think the showrunners did say, like in the after the episode thing, that those are going to end up being Danny's eggs, but it's just a separation between book canon and show canon. That's all.
But the book isn't canon, so that doesn't matter.
Yeah. I was going to say, by the way, I had a really good picture of Reina's costume from section of randomness that I zoomed in, and it looks to be like she's got 2 dragons on her coat. So I thought that was interesting, like 2 fire-breathing dragons. And also her other dress had a bit of a scale on it. So I don't know, it could just be...
This was episode 3 you're looking at?
Episode 3, yes. Episode 3. There's a picture. Do you want me to find it, or you want to look for it?
Oh, I'm looking. I have it up right here. That's why I was looking.
Okay, yeah.
Can you share with the class? I haven't seen them. I would like.
Sure, I can find it for you. Or do you have it there?
Professor Meeks.
Meeks, do you know how to share?
I do, but I don't know which one you're talking about. You said she has dragons on her?
It's actually the one that's... like, here, let me find it, and I can zoom in. Here. It's my favorite costume of the show. So
while you're looking, quick question. Because Renee is going to Pentos, to the same... Was it Rego from season 1, is it? Same person?
The Prince King guy?
The Prince of Pentos.
So has he like pledged his allegiance to her or no? Or is it confirmed or not?
Oh, sorry, Meeks. You know what? I realized it's not there. I must have found it somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
Here, let me see if I can find it.
No, David, I think they just still have a decent repertoire with her because Damon and Lena spent so much time there. And plus, why would sheltering some young prominent royals from across the narrow sea who also might happen to have dragons and stuff. Okay. And the lady that you're sending with them is also in the high nobility class, and she is single as of a couple weeks ago.
Tragic.
So that's an opportunity. So yeah, they would absolutely take her in as refuge.
I'm looking at Reina's riding coat when she's leaving, and I really like it because the texture is giving me like peacock feathers, but like in red and black. Really pretty.
Nice.
Let's see if I. Here. Okay. Let's see if I can. Here, I'll try and share this. Can I make this bigger? Yes. All right. All right, everyone. I'm doing technical stuff on the fly. Wait, there it is. Okay.
Gird your
do you see
loins.
that? Do you see that?
Oh yeah, it does have little designs on the front.
Yeah. Let me see if I can go plus. It's a little bit blurry, but you can kind of see. It looks like 2 dragons.
Yeah, like the face or something like the blue. Yeah.
and then it's
You know
breathing
what,
fire.
Yeah, going down.
Yeah, exactly. One on each side.
I'm
And
finding looking at
I
them
really like
how Reyna's is more or of the deep crimson blood red of the
Mhm.
Targaryens. Sorry, Bela is, but Reyna, she has the dark red undertones, but it's mostly dark, and I wonder if that was designed with her still being in grieving in mind.
Oh
that's
yeah.
possible.
Okay.
I personally had taken it that it was like a blend of her father and her mother's, like together, like the red and the purple, or the red and the blue mixed together is kind of a purple.
Is that blue?
But that is a very good point, that she's in mourning. Because even though in Game of Thrones, traditionally black is the color of mourning, it doesn't appear to be that in House of the Dragon. So like Alicent and
Yeah, they
uh,
tweak it.
yeah, Helena, for instance, they wear just a very, very dark green. They don't wear black. So that's very good. Hey, Rebecca.
Bexy.
Happy 4th of July,
I don't know which
Bex.
episode, but I'm definitely gonna have Bex and Heidi on before the season is out again.
Yes.
I will say, Rhaenyra in the goodbye scene to her children, she looks so fucking regal with that scarf on top of her dress. And I think it's the first time we see like her dress full length. And I love that it has slits on the side. I'm like, I love this dress.
Yeah,
I love it.
Share it.
Probably right now, it's like so far, it's still my favorite Rhaenyra dress so far.
And shout
Because I
out
keep
to
seeing it. I'm like,
Emma Darcy.
Yeah, she looks amazing in this show. Like she's, first of all, like Tatiana, you were mentioning last week that she just looked glowing. Like the makeup is really, really done well. Like she's just, they've done it very subtle, but she's got just a little bit of a luminosity about her. And I think the wigs are so much better this year. So her wig is really good. But isn't that so pretty?
oh, she was
That
beautiful.
wrap.
Like I have this picture right here.
Wait.
Very well.
Small correction
Yes.
for Emma Darcy. If we are referencing her, it's
They. Sorry. They.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Rhaenyra, that's what I say.
Here's the
Rhaenyra.
picture.
She's
good.
I guess I was thinking the character. Sorry, I'm thinking the character. But I did say Emma Darcy. You're right. Okay. So there it is, Tatiana.
See, and I like that because right there, Rhaenyra has a bit of that super deep dark undertone, just like Rhaena, which of course she also is. So I would like to speak with their costumer to see if that was what was behind the thought on that. I mean, it's neither here nor there. I just think it's a cool tidbit to put in.
yeah.
I
like to say. You were saying, yeah.
Oh no, sorry. I was going to say Carl's saying it's nice to see these exteriors. It's true in the lighting, the natural lighting. It's really nice to see that. Same with
It's
Lorelai.
really a beautiful landscape they put on Westeros all around. I think Essos has a bit more interesting structures, but they do a great job putting it together.
Yeah, and you can see if you zoom in on this,
Love
you can
that
really
guy.
see the scaly texture on her
Yeah.
gown.
It's honestly, the more I look at this dress, the more I love it. It's one of those dresses where you think it's not impressive until you look closer. You're like, damn.
Yeah, it's like it's almost like different
it.
parts of it shimmer in the sunlight.
Yeah,
there's a lot
that's
of
why. That's why
there's a lot of beating.
it outside. I want to see if I can find like her like top to bottom, because when she comes out of Dragonstone, you can see like the entire dress. I don't know if I can find it.
Yeah, I had a picture that I downloaded, but I can't find it. There's a group shot of all of everyone, and in that she's wearing the dress, and like you say, she's got her character, at least she
Was
has
it a behind the
slits.
scenes shot, or was it an actual still?
Oh, here it is.
When they're all together.
Here it is. Sorry, I found it.
Yeah,
Y'all.
it also totally makes sense that her dresses would have splits on the side because she's a dragon rider. She needs that extra room.
Yeah, and it's like Daenerys as well, right? Daenerys always had the slits. Okay, here, Tatiana, I found it. Stop screen.
Yay!
And I'll share it again. We're doing a show and tell, everybody.
Yay!
Someone who knows nothing
I
about
felt like-
fashion. It did look nice and expensive.
Well, someone was saying that she does look better this year, and I mean, you could say it's which one is it? What's the picture?
I think they're all more sure in their characters.
There he is.
So
Okay.
they tap into those personas very easily. So
Oh, maybe that's not the picture, Tatiana.
breathing.
Sorry.
I think my favorite one was when she was crowned. Was it
In season
Air?
one?
She's crowned Air.
There.
God bless Jason his hair. Thank you.
Yes,
Oh, yeah, he
I'm
was-
so glad they
so
didn't make him
awesome.
put on a wig this season. His hair is lovely.
You see that,
It's
Tatiana? There.
beautiful. Yes,
Mhm.
I love. Instead of velvet, because that shimmer
Yes, girl, I'm
is
so
giving
glad
me
you said it.
velvet.
Yeah, Meeks, were you thinking Coming to America?
That velvet. Yeah, I sure was.
What
Every
is
single time
that,
we zoomed
velvet?
in.
I think Rhaenyra, I think it's a burned out velvet. Like, so it's a Vorge, I believe they call it, where they use a chemical to remove some of the velvet on certain parts, so it creates that texture.
Perfect.
And then there's a lot of beading on the collar and the cuffs and the little belt that she has there. And then I believe she's wearing like a pleated underskirt like Danny would have worn under
Yeah,
her,
and that looks like a
dresses.
2-shot. I think the underskirt or the underdress looks like a 2-shot.
It does,
fabric.
yes. And same with Raina. Raina's got like a
Oh my
2-shot
god, I love
silk
these
lining.
costumes. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, new designer. You're good.
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad at it being hard on the designer last year. Well, no, maybe I don't. But you can just see the difference in the quality this season compared to
That-
last season.
That
Yeah, and
dress
it
fits
works
more like a
so well.
And everything looks so good together. Like all of these, everyone here.
Mhm.
It's just like a nice cohesive sort of ensemble.
Yeah,
Even the
random
servants.
thought.
The servants look
Um,
great, like the nannies, the kids.
I think Rhaenyra's Queen's Guard should have like that shade for their cloaks.
That would be pretty cool.
They should.
I don't understand why they didn't do something different when there's a whole ass person that looks like one of your strongest guardsmen, and y'all didn't try to do nothing about that preemptively.
I'd have been like,
I mean,
shave your
both
face.
sides.
Technically-
Security is horrible on
Yeah.
both sides.
Technically, I
face.
think it's a financial thing, but technically, she would have had her own Queen's Guard
Mhm.
look, like in the same way
Yeah.
that Cersei changed her Queen's Guard. Actually, each king changed their King's Guard, white cloaks. It always had a slightly different look about it. But then even Aegon technically should have a different King's Guard look. So I think it must have come down to budget why they didn't do it.
Mhm.
I was never crazy about the King's Guard to begin with in House of the Dragon, but I did notice that they have made some changes. Like, for instance, I noticed this the other day. I can just share this with you guys, that the helmet that Krispy Kreme is wearing is different. They've changed it. It's actually it's like a nasal helm. Here, I'll share it. Are you guys okay with me sharing pictures?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
If it's
absolutely.
boring, just let
Like
me
you
know.
are literally the expert.
I
when
mean,
it
I
comes
loved
to costumes.
doing
Like, anytime
this,
I have a
so, I
question,
mean, but if you guys are
hit
like-
Heidi.
I mean, that we always did that in the shows.
I know we haven't done it in
I
a
will
long
do
time,
that.
so I thought it was sort of fun. But no, I was saying if you guys don't want to, okay, let me see if I can find it. That was a beautiful picture. Krispy
You're
Kreme
forgetting
wearing-
that we're nerds, Heidi.
Okay,
we
good.
we like to
Oh, here
learn
he is.
all the things about.
Well, I just didn't know if you
Black.
want to look at this ass hat.
I will look at the ass hat.
Boo!
So
Boo!
So
Kid.
they did actually change his armor a little bit. Like, so he's wearing the hand of the king, the chain of hands, but they added this, like, there's this scale mail down here under, that's new, and the helmet is new. They've made it more sleek. It used to look kind of like, I compared it
It
to
looked like it actually
Magneto.
fits.
It used to look kind of like Magneto.
Oh, I see it now.
I know.
Yeah.
Please boo.
I like
Yes.
Magnetos.
All of you can
boo this man.
Boo.
Just see, Becky, we're friends. I was
I
just
know
the
that.
same thing.
You know what's something that really annoys me is every episode, there's always all of these pictures of Krispy Kreme. And I'm like, I don't want to see him. Why can't we see pictures of all the beautiful gowns and dresses? Like, why are there no pictures of Helena, for instance?
That's a
Not
good
one
question.
beautiful still image of Helena.
Mhm.
Instead, there's like 3 or
Mhm.
4 honest to God pictures of Krispy Kreme in every no, it does look great. Yeah. Like I said, I wasn't
Because
super crazy. I wasn't crazy about it, but I
Thirsty.
think that they've done some corrections on it, and I think it does look a lot better.
Yeah, I actually like this comment on him, but he's
Yeah,
still
it's more sleek. It's more sleek looking, I think. So, yeah, so I do think there's definitely a glow up costume wise this year.
Mm-hmm.
didn't
I like
have
that you
any
can tell the
episodes.
difference between Crispy in the house and outside the house. Because outside the house, they added the chainmail all
Hi, Nick.
on his arms and stuff. And in the house,
Yeah.
it's not there, and he's got like a little less on his neck too.
Yeah, so exactly. That's a good
Right.
point. So maybe when he's going to battle or something like that, they kind of up it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm looking at the pictures from episode 2. And he- of
Interesting.
course, he
Okay,
still
I didn't
has
even.
on
Yeah.
all of the stuff except for the chainmail that's missing, of course.
Yeah. Hey, Ming.
Cole the Great.
So King Cole. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what,
King
Peter?
Candy.
No, 30 points from Hufflepuff for that.
We're subtracting points now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Hi, Mink. Welcome to everyone who's coming in. By the way, if you're from the States, happy 4th of July. Wishing you from Canada. We had our Canada Day on Monday. So hope all of you are having a great day. Maybe you went to a barbecue,
I honestly just
hanging out with friends. Did you do anything, Tatiana?
I was late to work. I had to stay beyond my agreed upon time, so I left at 2 instead of 1. Went home, took a nap, ate, went to the beach for a little bit with my mom and my sisters, and came back.
Oh, that's nice.
I literally did not do absolutely anything for 4th of July because I don't have to. Why would I?
I'm with you too. I
Yeah,
went to
are
work.
you across the pond?
You guys didn't have the day off? Like you don't get the day off?
Amazon still delivers on 4th
Oh.
of July.
Listen,
Amazon does not care about holidays.
I also took the day off. I work for the patrol, and we are 365, 24/7. So
I'm
Well, I
lucky.
think it's
I
only
only
3
work for the board of
days.
commissioners, so I had a
Hi,
holiday.
John and Ghost.
Only
yeah.
3
So,
days
boy,
they don't
they-
deliver.
Oh,
Hold on,
yes,
wait, wait,
they're
wait.
having a general election.
Johnny,
in
go to bed,
England.
bruh. Don't you
Yeah,
have
it's
to
like
go to work
2,
in the
it's
morning,
like
young
2 in the
man?
morning, I think.
Oh my gosh, you guys are so funny.
Oh, the
Well,
Best of
he's over in Ireland. Like
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
joking,
Well,
but I'm halfway being serious.
and Mink is
Yeah.
from London, but I don't know if she's in London. Because that's pretty damn
Oh,
late. Well,
saying
we
of
had
the general
actually we had
election.
do you remember we had
BRB, y'all.
Cast a Hex on, and he was in London. We kept him up so late. Oh my god.
I wonder how he is.
John says I work Sundays, not Miss Sundays.
Don't.
Sad trombone.
I just realized that Helena's dress this episode, and I think last episode, is the same one she wears for the promo stills. I just realized that
Which dress is that? Sorry.
the dress she wore this episode, like, is the
Who?
same one she wears for promo stills.
Oh yeah, she wore that at the funeral. That one.
Now I'm now realizing that.
I
Yeah.
had to do double take when I saw Casta in normie form. Yes. Yeah, he didn't have.
Also,
He
Helena,
didn't have time.
Sorry.
She didn't have time. She was at a Dungeons and Dragons get together and had to come toot sweet to our live stream. Okay, I'll be right back.
Oh, by the way,
all
talking about
keep
Helena,
chatting.
what do you think of the scene between her and Allison? Oh. What do y'all think about the scene between her and
Oh, the
Allison?
I forgive you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then I did like the theory that people are saying that maybe she's not forgiving her for like what transpired, but that's something that she had foresaw. So I'm like,
Mhm.
oh shoot. Now what did you foresee? Hopefully it's still not more writing.
Yeah.
I
'Cause
think it's
I
for
like the fact that it's vague. I like that it's vague. Like we just don't know. And that's my favorite part about this show is that they never tell us the shit we want to know. They just leave it open-ended.
Yeah.
We just gotta
I
guess.
think it's a bit. I think it could be a bit of both. Like it definitely all the bullshit that you've made happen to this young woman, and also about some things that we don't know that Helena's seen yet. That makes me. Oh, you know what, John? Thank you for reminding me. Meeks, he actually made a little voice message saying that for you. So if you want it, I'll tell him to send it to me and I will pass it along.
Sure, I'll take it.
John literally has been putting in all the work in the background, getting me cool intro songs and picks and stuff for my channel.
You're not talking about the Chris and Cole
the
one.
one that you see on the screen right here. Crispy Cole. What are you talking
Were you
about?
talking about She Says I Forgive You?
Yeah, and how Allison didn't even ask about what. She was just like, huh?
She just
What
assumed
did you
it's
think
her.
it is?
So it's like, oh, okay.
What did you all
I
think
mean,
it
that's
is?
a long. It's a long list.
Even if it's not for what she thinks it is, even if it's like something from the future, Allison needed to hear that from somebody, anybody, because she wasn't going to forgive herself anytime soon.
She's still not. That's why she was like,
oh no, not at all.
Riding Krispy Kreme, because that was her punishment. Like, I'm just so glad your idea of punishment is having rough sex or kind of rough sex with this man that you wanted to have sex with in the first place.
Or even worse, bottoming for that man. Because she was happy in the first season, but girl, come the second episode, she's like,
I doubt they even made it to the bed. I'm sure it was just standing up.
Since episode 1, she
against
had
the
a crush on
wardrobe.
him, so yeah.
She didn't care at all.
Yeah.
So I feel bad for Helena because she's literally just in the corner. Nobody is willing to deal with her. They're like, "Ooh, girl, your child died."
Right? Like, why are y'all?
Anyways,
that's what I'm saying. Okay, that dog that got left when the rat catchers were killed in what was it last episode? Somebody pick up that dog because he's a stray now and give it to Helena. She needs a comfort animal right now.
Yeah, I was going to say that
she needs a creature that can love her unconditionally because her family certainly don't.
Because I was going to say, I think when they went to the hunt, wasn't there someone there with a pug? And Royals always have dogs.
I think it was one of the ladies.
Yeah, and Royals always have dogs. Like one thing I loved about, I don't know if anyone's seen 1984 Dune with David Lynch Dune, is that the royal family just has a ton of dogs. Both royal families have dogs, and that's one thing you don't really see in this show. You don't see like dogs, like for instance, Queen Elizabeth has all these corgis, right? Or had all these corgis. So I do find it strange that there's no dogs in the royal family.
There was very specifically that one scene where Captain Picard was getting ready to lead like one of the final charges once the compound got invaded.
It was one hand, was the best.
The blaster in the other hand, giving orders like, "All right, Annie, up, let's go."
I love that. I love that he had the little. Was it a pug? What was it?
It was a pug. Yeah, it was a pug.
So cute. But we had that one lady, that sort of one noble woman with the pug when they were at the hunt. And and then they have this little scrappy dog. By the way, that dog apparently was on another show. Like he's quite the celebrity. He was on he starred on another show.
Yeah, go and get your puppy chow bag, doggy.
It would be cute though if that dog does end up showing up somewhere else. Yeah, they don't want to deal with real animals.
Well, if that's the case, she's neglecting the hell out of her dragon. If her dragon's supposed to take the place of the dogs, like, come on, like, does she even go see her dragon?
Helena does have a dragon.
You know what? Actually, she doesn't need the comfort dog. I forgot you have a whole comfort dragon. Go for a ride.
Yeah,
but then again, she also is very hands-on as a mom, which is rare. In a lot of cases,
she's got 50% less children though, so she's not as busy.
Doesn't matter. Okay, see, that's even more reason that she doesn't want to leave Jaehaera anyway by her lonesome. And I mean, I understand that, but I will give you actually 2 petty points on that. I appreciate
that's hilarious.
Can you take a rider with you? Like, can you do like a whole new world, like a carpet ride with your child?
I think you can.
Yeah, you can, because didn't Danny do that at first with John?
Yeah, Danny did that. Yeah, when she went on the
she
rescue.
did.
Yep.
But she kind of had to introduce him to her dragon first, though, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Drogon basically gave him the smell test, and
Like
he does
like
have that hidden Targaryen blood. So Drogon was like, "All right, bro. You know what? I will find the meme so I can share with y'all because I think it's hilarious." There was a picture that came out during that season of a little kid sitting in the back seat with Drogon's head on it, looking at their mom in the mirror, like, "I'm not calling him dad." Talking about Jon Snow.
Yeah, but I think you can have an extra writer on there as long as the claimed writer is writing.
Is there? Yeah.
Oh, did we want to talk about what is Laener's dragon called?
Sea Smoke.
Sea Smoke.
Do we want to talk about Sea Smoke a bit and like that scene with Mysaria and Rhaenyra where they're I think people were wondering if Sea Smoke is lonely, doesn't have a rider.
I think sadly the worst has happened. And that's why Sea Smoke is back, because Sea Smoke was pretty much hidden. I don't know if he went across the narrow sea with Laenor and Carl, but yeah, he was completely out of sight, and now he's back. And Rhaenyra did kind of like yada yada past the explanation, like, oh well, I don't know, maybe he's restless.
Well, she was thinking about it.
Oh wait, no, it was Mysaria that said it, and I think she's thinking like, okay, if Sea Smoke is here, what the fuck happened to Laenor?
Okay,
exactly.
She's definitely worried about it, but she's not gonna.
I told you last week.
It caused too many issues.
Someone claiming Sea Smoke is how we're gonna know that Laenor died. That's how we. That's how we're gonna.
I was trying to remember that, and
we have one job.
So we think that Laenor is dead then? Is that where
I think so too.
Yeah, I think that's the only way Sea Smoke would be there and circling around Alan, not Alan, that's Adam there. And that is canon. He does end up riding Sea Smoke.
Yes. And then what do you think about Mysaria's motives? Did we talk about Mysaria at all?
No.
About her motives? She kind of wants to get revenge against the...
Wait, that static feedback is getting a lot more choppy and a bit louder, y'all.
Sorry.
I think it's only when I'm talking.
Yeah. No, it when she muted just now, it totally disappeared.
Oh, okay. So what do you think about Myssaria's explanation that why she wants to join the Black faction, Rhaenyra's cause is because she wants to, get back at the High Towers.
I love it,
What do
Betty
you all
bitch.
think of that?
Mm-hmm.
You think it's genuine?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I think she's mad as hell. Like she spends her time building this business up, and because she didn't fall in line, even though she was actually like helping them. I mean, not like helping them because she cared about them, but helping them for monetary purposes. They still screwed her over.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh yeah, we're going to give you this payment, but we're also going to burn your shit down. How about that? So I love a petty bitch, girl. Be petty.
I mean that, and also get the bag. I mean, her and Rhaenyra do have like some solid, even ground to build a foundation on, and Rhaenyra needs a spy master, and Mysaria is good at what she does. So yeah, that absolutely. I mean, Aegon just named his Master of Whispers. So yeah, now she has one too. Let's actually make the full council, all of the positions be represented, because again, you need every person you can get on your team, and she can be useful. And this is something I was saying like a lot in reaction when I reacted to this, watching with my cousins. She can be useful. And the only way she is going to stay alive is to make herself be useful to Rhaenyra.
Absolutely.
Daemon might say when he comes back, but Rhaenyra, that's the horse you want to hitch your reins to if you are actually trying to stay in this game.
This 3/4 council is trash as it is.
Facts. How you gonna tell the queen to go sit in the corner somewhere while y'all make the decisions about the war?
I wanted her to
stay ass down.
Make him and the cliff. Honestly, do you hear me better now? Am I better? Is it better?
Yes.
I don't know.
I think so. Yeah. What'd you do?
I turned off the.
Oh, the
I will.
Because I have a
Yeah,
fan
I
on
will
too, but you
probably-
can't hear my fan, right?
No, we can't hear your fan.
Yeah, so do you, like I feel like they might change it from the books. I don't feel like my Saria is going to be aligned with Damon anymore. Like what are your thoughts? I feel like she's kind of she's
Yeah,
in,
most definitely.
He screwed her over way too many times.
Well, I mean, this last time wasn't really a screw over. He got into a bigger argument and left to go prove a point. And he didn't clue nobody else in because even Rhaenyra don't even know where he technically went, even though he told her where he was going. He told everybody where the hell he was going, but nobody believes him because they can't trust him.
He went to the store to get smokes. That's what some people
Listen,
said.
you got to get some milk.
More like milk, yeah.
Milk.
All the kids they need some milk.
He's going to come back. Where are my children? I sent them away.
Listen.
I sent them to Ward. Oh, by the way, what do you think? We haven't met her yet. The Lady of the Veil, Jane Eyre. We
She's gonna be
haven't. How do you think she's going to respond when she gets like a box of dragon eggs, and she'd be like, "I asked for a dragon and a
but there is
dragon
a baby,
rider.
isn't
This
there?
is not what I asked for." How do you think she's going to respond to that?
What else? She's taking in, isn't it? It's Joffrey that's going to the Vale, right?
Yeah,
His
does he have a
dragon
hatchling?
is small, but his dragon is already hatched. So
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
Tyraxes.
It's just not a
he
full
does
grown
have-
one that you can do
yeah,
it.
it's not full grown
Okay.
yet, but he'll get there.
So
gave
she
you a
should have read
dragon.
the fine print on the contract.
Listen, yeah, because this dragon, they're getting a tiny dragon. Like
She
all
thought
these
she was
dragons, they were
getting,
carrying
like-
in crates.
She thought she was getting like a Caraxes when she ends up with
Listen,
like,
they put a whole dragon in a
well,
cooler
I have
size
to say-
crate.
Trek 3
That's a
type
bet.
dragon,
It's,
you know.
it's
Even
pretty
a
much
tiny
set up
dragon
for
is
the
better than no
long con
dragon.
to be in there. Exactly, because we don't know, at
thanks,
least at this
Ramon.
point, they don't know what how long the war will be. It could last for years. We've seen this many times before in the narrative. So yeah, within that time frame, and at the Eyrie, there is no dragon pit, so that dragon actually has the potential to get as
Be
large
big.
as
That's true.
even as large as Balerion, because Balerion he
So-
was
Roman
never
dragon.
caged either. Yeah.
So where did they keep where would they keep the dragon then? And like would just live out in the wild kind of thing, or because
On the area, I mean, yeah, just if you pass the what is it, the moon gate, that's where like the upper part of the castle is. Because I don't know if y'all know how the Eyrie is built. There's the moon gate where we saw where Blackfish was guard in Game of Thrones. Beyond that, there's a tower, and if I'm remembering correctly, even higher up beyond that, there's also another tower, and they use that mostly when in the warm months. Once winter is coming, it gets a lot colder up there. They go down to the lower castle. So there's plenty of places, and the area is there's mountains all around it. We saw what it looked like when Tyrion was in the Sky Cells. So there's plenty of room to have a dragon.
I always remember Tyrion having to go up with the potatoes. I think that's what it was. They had to hoist him
Yeah,
up with potatoes.
put him in the basket. Yeah,
in the basket, yeah, because it's so high. Because I mean, that's sort of their natural defense, right? Is the fact that they're up in the sky like that. You can't just get it to it by ground or what have you.
Yeah.
Fandom said nestled.
It's an inside joke.
Ooh, yeah.
Ignore
Yeah,
John.
that's an inside.
Ignore
That's an inside joke.
Free-range
John, what the hell up?
dragon.
You derailing the conversation, bro.
Free range dragon. And then also, yeah, and if they want to ever have like an outdoor cookout or something like that, they can just get the dragon to light all the fires, cook a roast. Potatoes. That's racist against the Irish. Well, John, I'm part Irish, so
vegetable.
it's sort of weird
Yeah.
though, don't you think? This is just one of my sidebars. Don't you think it's strange that the Irish they drink whiskey, but meanwhile vodka's made from potatoes, but you never hear of Irish people drinking vodka? What's all that about?
I don't know. John always drinks
yucky.
water, so we don't ever know.
drinks
I mean,
water.
look, I think we have the perfect person in the chat to give thoughts on that, Sir Johnny the Irish Wildling. Can you answer that?
Yeah,
Please?
maybe he can
Let
answer
us know
that.
what's going
Maybe
on.
they do drink vodka. Like it's
Yeah,
just that's
that's
always
why.
like that's like a Russian thing. Like I have a friend from Russia, and she'd say,
Yeah, right.
you know,
Yeah,
she goes back
Russians
home.
are
The
big
first
on
thing they
vodka.
do, they pull out chilled vodka, put it on the table, a couple of glasses. It's just like,
Anytime I hear
Potatoes come
potatoes,
from
I
Peru.
automatically
Originally, that's
think
where they come
about
from?
I automatically think about Lord of the Rings when
Yeah,
Gollum
same
is
here.
asking, "What's
Potatoes.
potatoes, precious?" You know, boil them, mash them, stick them in the stew.
Yep. Yeah, I loved how I was sort of like, I feel almost like I'm a little bit of a hobbit in the fact that they love second breakfast. So sometimes I'll do that. I'll have like an early breakfast and then I'll have like a second breakfast if I'm still a bit hungry.
I mean, I typically have to do that for work because if I eat nothing before 9 a.m., I will be a robot
Oh, thanks,
at
John.
the register. Nothing. So I basically
I
do
was
have
right.
like first like breakfast.
Yeah,
That was a horrible
if I'm
accident.
unsupervised, I will have breakfast for like every meal of the day, with maybe an addition of like steak or chicken or something.
Hey, steak and eggs is a thing. Chicken and waffles is a thing.
Yuck.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I work at
Oh,
night, so
why
it's
is it
like
yuck? Wait, you not down with the beef and potatoes?
You said chicken and
That
waffles.
too.
That's yuck. That's disgusting.
what?
I remember
fucking
I'm saying you don't eat them
at
like
a
regular. You could just have them on the same
at a
plate.
restaurant.
That's still fucking
What's that?
disgusting.
What?
That is sweet and
Why?
savory. I hate that. I hate that shit.
Man.
That's disgusting.
Oh, damn. So, okay, you're not a fan.
Instantly
You're not a fan
visceral.
of kettle corn either.
Oh.
then.
You gonna go inside of a
Oh.
chicken
Kettle corn,
waffle?
I can have like a
You don't like
handful,
Thai
but
food then,
that's
because
it.
that's all Thai
Okay.
food is sweet
Nope.
and savory. So delicious.
Mm-mm.
All right.
Nope.
The Thai,
At a work at a restaurant that I used to work at, the owner would come in during the brunch hour in the weekends, and he would order the steak, the chicken and waffles, and then pour caramel maple syrup all over it, and he would love it. And I'm like, oh, the baby
that's
says what?
when you get. It's like when you get your bacon to like that perfect blend of crisp with just a little bit of the fat that's gonna melt in your mouth, and you put some maple syrup
Oh,
on
you
that.
gotta move this conversation along now. Let's go back to the peas or something.
Sorry.
like that or
Okay.
something.
Sorry. Look, it's not my fault. Okay, Heidi was talking about breakfast.
Sorry, it's my
breakfast.
fault. I apologize. Apologies. Okay, what happened? We talked about
Talk about all.
Oh, we didn't talk about.
Apparently.
Sorry, we
Oh,
didn't talk
yeah,
about the
Mark.
Blackwoods and the
Damn, it's gonna be a long
the
night.
cold open. I don't know if it was a cold open, but
What was
syrup.
it
I want some syrup. We didn't talk about
with the
Oh, 3
Blackwoods.
seconds.
talk about the actual title of
The
the
title.
of the episode.
Battle of
The Battle of the Burning Mill.
the Battle of the Burning Mill.
You
Or
mean
the
because
episode's
it was
called
a
The Burning
blink?
Mill.
It was a turn.
Scene one.
Yeah.
Those boys acting out exactly what Auntie Nisi was talking about in episode 1, season 1. They so
Yeah.
they piss green because they have no experience. They're just out here being boasted because somebody touched the rock in the wrong place, and now I'm gonna take your head off for it. And then we cat back to that, and there's bodies everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like teenagers. I would say like 16, maybe 18.
And it was such a waste of life.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But this continues to go
also-
on the
yeah.
entire time, right?
It also shows that the rumors worked. Like they were calling Rhaenyra the Kinslayer.
Mm-hmm.
And
But didn't they completely forget that Aemon just killed some kin too? Like that don't count.
That's another thing that I'm worried about. Like, y'all,
Yeah.
do you understand what just happened? It's only been 2 weeks.
Oh, sorry. Bex.
The-
Bex, this is why you need to be
if
here.
we're
Come
gonna
on.
bring it to Kinslayer,
It wasn't
then
a cold
nah,
open.
Aemon started that. Yeah, Bex, hold on, ma'am. Are you at work and in here, or are you just
She
like
told me she
sitting
couldn't
in the
come because
office?
she said she couldn't come because it's 4th of July, so she's probably at friends or something. So
Oh,
she's
yeah.
just.
In between.
But
okay,
anyway,
yeah,
she
that
corrected
makes-
me.
that
It's not a
makes
cold open, but I said you're not here. This is what I need. I need Alicia to keep me in check, and I need Bex to keep me in check on things that I don't know anything.
The
Oh, she's
two
drunk,
people
but at
that
home.
that are the
Come on
quick
the
to go
street
into
then.
rabbit holes. I don't
Bex,
know.
if you want to join
Look,
us, I can
see.
send you the link.
Your spelling is
because-
spectacular, though.
John, that's because I'm like half. I have my book out, and I made the mistake of setting this here. So every time I'm looking to the side, I'm flipping through this book. That's the problem.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm like, wait a minute, and I'm just wait a minute over here by myself in my silence, like flipping through, like wait a minute.
you're not the actual guy. Well, actually,
Not from this book. This is just like the history. It doesn't give me the everything else, which the book I don't have. It's matter of fact, it's right there. I'm not gonna get it because it's right there. But that's the other book that gives me the world stuff.
Do it. I did. Bex, I sent you the link. So if you want to come in, she's drunk at home. You're welcome to join us. And then you can clear everything up. She wants to talk about the eggs. Which I don't have any understanding of because that's stuff I don't really understand. But it sounds like you all do. And and you feel that it works for the show. And by the way, does seem to be like I asked Robert about this in the stream that he did. So Aegon was referring to his armor as Valyrian armor, like Aegon the Conqueror's armor. And they're changing up the lore a bit, right? So apparently Ryan Condal was referring to Aegon the Conqueror as having this Valyrian armor from his time in Valyria. And so everyone was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, and then also saying that Alice Rivers is 400 years old, like
Well, he kind of corrected himself on that first point.
What's that?
If you watch like a little bit further, he kind of corrects himself, saying, "Oh no, I meant like the armor is 400 years old, or not like the armor came from Valyria, not him."
So okay. I
just like deliberately did that. He just doesn't know.
I only saw the written quote. I didn't actually.
Yeah, so it was the behind the behind the scene things. He said that, so he kind of clarified like he wasn't talking about Aegon being born on Dragonstone, having the armor made for him, like it was brought over and he used it. That's what he meant to say, according to him.
Okay.
That's the cleanup that he said.
Well, that makes sense.
So he corrected himself real quick. I don't know why Ryan doesn't know by now, but if you really do something that egregious,
well, you have to be careful.
We will
with the fans. Well, I mean, I wasn't coming for him or anything, but I was just like, it just made me kind of go, "Oh, what?"
Yeah,
and then
like
because
really,
the only reference to Valyrian armor in the books is Euron Greyjoy, and I mean, maybe that's not even true, because apparently it's like a king's ransom. A suit of armor, Valyrian armor, would be like so expensive.
I think there were two mentions, wasn't it, or was that just in the history law? Didn't John have a dream about seeing himself in Valyrian steel armor?
Oh, possibly. I just remember Euron, like when Tatiana and I did the series on the Tatiana. Remember we did the series on like book characters, their outfits.
Oh
so
yeah,
that was the one I remembered.
Yeah, book characters versus show characters type thing.
Yeah,
I think it was the last one.
Book characters versus show characters. Bex,
yeah, because for example, Kyle was bald as hell. He only got like mutton chops in the books.
Yeah.
He could have.
And in the books, Aegon the Conqueror's armor is described as scale mail, which is kind of more like as opposed to plate armor, which was what King Aegon was wearing in the show. So, I mean, they've changed. Even the crown is different because a lot of people said they thought it was really ugly, but it sort of does match that crown, which I never was a big fan of because in the books, it's like supposed to be these giant rubies,
Yeah, and it's just
in
like
a crown, and instead they've made this sort of heavy weighted. It looks like a cast.
It looks like they took a cast iron skillet and just beat the shit out of it and make it into a crown.
Yeah, I think that's what it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be iron, so that's why it has sort of an old-fashioned look to it because all of the new armors are steel, right? So it does have that very heavy-weighted looking, but it does. I am going to be interested to see what happens with his Valyrian armor because, as you know in the books, like I don't know how that's going to behave. So that's going to be an interesting thing because it's forged by dragonfire, I believe, in magic or something, right? So.
Also, I think
thanks,
if you look closely at the armor, at Aegon's armor, it looks a little bit rusted, so you know it's not Valyrian steel. So it's like
not rust.
Well, I couldn't find a very good photo of it because the guy who makes the armor for the show, like for instance, the cat's paw dagger has like sort of the Damascus steel little like water marks on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked like if you zoomed in that you could kind of see like a bit of that sort of watermark swirls that you would see on Damascus steel. So, and I didn't see that on what's his sword called? Dreamfire? What's Aegon's sword?
Blackfire.
Blackfire, sorry. I didn't notice it on the blade of Blackfire because that's supposed to be Valyrian. Oh, here's Bex the Cruel.
Oh, there it is.
Joining the team. Woohoo! Look at us, we're the Brady Bunch.
Hey.
Hi!
Queen!
Sunfire. Hi, Maureen.
Oh my god.
How are
It's
you? Happy
complete.
4th of July.
How was New York for 4th of July? Was it crazy?
Wait, hold on. I need a mute.
Okay.
She's just happy to be here.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of fireworks going on outside of
okay.
my apartment right now.
Yeah.
And I was doing dishes while like I'm doing dishes and like
Totally.
I've been cooking. Started cooking at like 3:00 in the afternoon, and yeah, so
Oh, it sounds like you had a great day.
it was a good day.
We were all working. I don't know, like why we all had to work.
Because you're not American.
Not.
Well, no, but Fandom and Tatiana and AK were all working, and I think
No.
I took off. Otherwise, I would have had to work. But I told him I wasn't coming in today.
Like,
Oh,
I
so
have
then
to
you were
work.
working.
I have to work tomorrow. I'm
Definitely
working-
American. Really not.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to work tomorrow. That sucks.
Well,
Because I
So
thought
do
you guys
I.
kind of treat it like a long weekend. You know, you take
No.
the whole weekend
like
off.
it's a little weird when it's like in the middle of the week,
Mm-hmm.
and especially I work for a small company, and I also like
Sorry, S. Edwards.
I think that works more with Memorial Day. Isn't it more
Sure.
Memorial Day weekend? Yeah.
Yeah, because we had
Memorial
our
Day is
Canada
always on
Day.
Monday.
Yeah, Canada
Sure.
Day this year landed on a Monday, so it was perfect. It made it a long weekend. But if it was in the middle of the week, yeah, it sucks.
Oh my god,
Me. Oh, they shooting.
What's happened?
Attacking you or something over there?
that is shaking the house.
You good?
My god.
Oh, huge fireworks. No,
That's my fireworks.
Oh no.
I don't hear
Listen,
anything.
my fireworks are literally
Hold on.
shaking my house.
Uh,
I'm like,
let
what is
me-
happening?
no.
I'm gonna put it. I'm
Like,
gonna
like you could feel the vibrations of the fireworks in Brooklyn.
Oh,
Oh yeah, like 10 o'clock is usually when they start,
at
right?
4 a.m. yesterday.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
Really?
Oh,
Mhm.
Right.
So Bex, did you want to talk? You were having something to say about the eggs. Did you want to? Excuse me. I keep burping. Do you want to talk about the eggs?
the
Or
only
is there
thing
something
I have
else you
to say
prefer to
about
talk
the
about?
eggs is, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
You sound
All
good.
right. So the only thing I have to say about the eggs is, so they confirm on the show, like Ryan Condal confirmed, 3 of those eggs are for sure Danny's eggs.
Mhm.
But and then I guess like the 4th egg, I think there's a little room for interpretation, and not to get like too spoilery about like what the 4th egg is, but also like I don't think they're tying themselves for like what the 4th egg is, but definitely like 3 of those three of those eggs are Danny's eggs
Mhm.
in show canon.
For the show. Yeah, for the show.
The
think
4th
so.
egg is going to get its
Highly
own spin-off
implied.
series, maybe. It'll get its own show.
No,
It's
I
probably
think
gonna go with
they
their
implied where that 4th egg is
baby's
going to
person.
go.
Sorry, what's that? AK what?
They're probably
Yeah, I was saying I think it's been heavily implied already where that 4th egg is going to go.
Is that a book
Is
spoiler? now?
Raina or
Is it a book spoiler?
I don't know.
I don't know,
That's
well,
a book spoiler.
Oh, okay. So don't
I
say
said
that.
it on like three other streams besides this. So
Oh well, I mean it's a book spoiler.
Yeah.
But also I think they're like
Okay.
leaving their options open, like
Mhm.
Mhm.
you know, like because even that book spoiler, like I don't think it's like the most.
That's what I
You
was
know.
going to say, Carl. I was like, maybe it'll show up on Dunkin' Egg.
Dunkin' Egg and
Oh, Dunkin' egg and egg and egg and egg.
What's the name of the show? That it sounds like it's going to be so fun.
Then
excited.
the Hedge Knight.
The Hedge
Or-
Knight. Yes.
Yeah.
what?
So
I'm really looking
I-
forward to that because
I did have like years ago. I had I fostered cats for years, and one cat I got was like an all white cat with like these brilliant blue eyes, and I named him Egg because Egg. And then the lady that eventually adopted him, I was like, I called him Egg, and she's like, okay, his name is Egg, and so yeah. And then I told her like,
there's an eggs. Maybe it's eggs actually. There's an eggs in True Blood.
oh
Remember?
yeah,
Tara's boyfriend?
Extally,
Yeah.
Extally, because his full name was Benedict.
Benedict,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
Eggs.
Did
Yeah.
someone
So, but I'm
say-
assuming, but egg is short for Aegon. I'm assuming, right? Aegon, because we have to have how many Aegons are there?
He's
There's-
Aegon, yeah, he's Aegon the Fifth.
yeah,
no,
Aegon the
because
Fifth,
he
and he was bald,
Yeah.
I think. So
yeah.
he looked like an egg.
Well, they shaved his head.
I think
Oh,
he was
okay.
bald because to hide it
Yeah,
so
they-
that people wouldn't like use get to the royal
They
family.
they shaved.
Okay,
his head.
wait. Yeah, let's not go past that since we know we're going to get that on screen eventually.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Katie says, "I love a good deli egg salad." Absolutely, total. In fact, I could go for one right now on raw. She says on a good toasted white bread.
Oh, egg salad on rye bread.
Oh, so good. Yes, absolutely. Yes, they love Aegon. It's kind of
that
like
will-
I don't want. It's kind of like in my family, everyone is John or William. It's like it's John or William.
Everyone's Steven in my family.
Okay, Stephen. Yes.
Yeah, we don't have that problem in my family.
Look at me. We don't have that problem anymore.
Although I will say though, me and one of my cousins do have the same middle name. Well, one middle name. My dad
Yes.
gave me two middle names, and they're both Alicia. They're just spelled a different way. between me and
Okay.
her.
I was gonna say, Carl, it would be old lady if you put like some sweet pickle in it.
Mm-mm.
A little bit of sweet pickle.
Honestly,
That would be super old lady.
No,
Egg salad is
That's
so
what you
good
try
without a little
do
bit of sweet pickle. Well, I mean, yeah, of
I
course,
reviewed-
Carl. Like,
I reviewed that by the old guys and the new.
Look,
I mean, well, no, like a grilled cheese has cheese. Like, of course, it's better.
I mean, you can try to do a grilled cheese and add egg salad. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
just to see what happens.
Well, you know, or like tuna salad, you can do it like an open faced tuna with the melted cheese, and then it's like super
that's good.
delicious.
Oh,
Mhm.
well, yeah, like a tuna melt is
I'm just gonna frown
fire.
continuously.
Right? Yeah.
Some chicken and waffles and
Carl is
so
like
good.
old lady shaming.
Okay. No. It's the whole combo.
Like Carl, let's
Derailed.
talk about
Let's
talk about deviled eggs.
I told you I'm just gonna keep frowning.
Oh,
That's-
like a
that's-
he's not a fan of eggs.
That's not a
Chicken-
topic that is relevant.
Jackie says
to the
chicken
subject
salad is.
matter.
You know, I'm going to do a poll tomorrow on Twitter and ask everybody what their favorite sandwich is. There we go. Oh, Bex, look, I'm drinking wine out of a can tonight. Aren't I
Oh.
classy?
Girl, you're classy AF.
Oh, sweetie.
And it's Canadian,
The white
as Carl was saying.
White Claw real
Canadian wine out of a
giving.
can. It is actually Canadian wine out of a can. It's not even an import.
Hey, you know what? Like I
It's so
keep
sad.
talking to my aunt. I was like, she's like, all my old lady friends come over and they want like wine. I was like, get just wine in a can.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
And you know, it's good. It's
it travels well. You can throw it
Travels
in the
well.
freezer.
She doesn't have to have like a half open bottle of wine
Yeah,
in her
it's great.
refrigerator.
You
She's not
can't.
wine
You don't
drinker.
have to drink it out of the can. You can pour it in the glass if you want to be classy. But of course, I'm not. I'm like,
I
you
was
know.
drinking Bush beer all day today, so
Bush. Yes. Isn't there like a? I know this is an American thing, but isn't there an Anheuser-Busch like float or something or
well, all right. So
train?
I'm from St. Louis. My dad worked for Anheuser-Busch for like 20 some years. So, yeah. I mean, like a float, like you mean like a blimp?
I don't know. I thought they had like some kind of either some kind of
They
like,
have
mascot.
whatever it is. Well,
Is it
the Clydesdales.
What's a Clydesdale? What is a Clydesdale though? Is it
Like they're like those big like plow horses, like with like
yeah, that's it. That's it. I
Yeah.
couldn't yes, that's
hair
exactly
on
right.
it.
and then
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna by the way, Bex, I'm gonna take a sample of this and I'm gonna make a short from it. From you singing. No, I'm kidding. I won't do that.
Oh no! Like going to a baseball game in St. Louis, like everybody
so
in
fun.
St. Louis knows like that tune.
Meeks be meeking. Okay,
People,
so
it's gonna be the thing forever.
What else didn't we talk
Wait,
about? Did we
have
miss
you
anything?
guys talked about like the fucking Sep scene?
A little bit.
Yeah,
A
I mean,
little bit.
honestly, Bex hasn't given her opinion on the episode as a whole, really.
Yeah,
All
just
right.
give us your
You just
opinion.
talked about the
All right, so
I'll be right back.
I do I liked the episode. I think out of all the 3 episodes so far, it is my least favorite. There like there were some things like I thought were done really well. Like, oh my god, that scene, the burning mills scene where they cut to like they did like the Gone with the Wind like pullback. Where it's
Yeah,
like, you see the one that guy, and it was just like, you know, like yeah, total Gone with the Wind. I was like, that's great, but then there were a few things that like kind of there were a lot of like you know, like with Ulf the White, that follow through like that was like straight out of like Goodfellas, like, you know, like that Goodfellas when they went to the Copa and it was just like this like one long shot that like followed somebody through, but I just don't think it was like executed that well. And I guess without being too spoilery, like I love the fact that like Allison had to like you know, I love the fact that Allison had like actually like face the fact like this is all bullshit and you got it wrong. But I feel like them creating this scene this early on, I don't know if it was like the most like narratively effective. And I get it. It's like, you know, it gets Rhaenyra like, all right, like I'm now cool with like going like full tilt, but I guess like because again, like not being too spoilery, like, you know, they're eventually gonna see each other again. And I think that whole thing would have been much more effective like after. I don't know. Like it was great. Like all the acting was great. Storytelling was great. Like, you know, I think, you know, the reveal to Allison that she like fucked up and like got the whole thing wrong. Like, I don't think we needed that like at this point in the story.
Hmm.
Or maybe it would have been better if it comes later on when they, you know, because
I don't.
it's also like really stupid. Like, why? Like, you're wasting time. Like, why are you like sneaking into King's Landing as a septa? Like,
How else was she going to actually get to Allison alone?
but why? Like, there's no reason why she needed to get to Allison alone at this point.
She was trying to make
Honestly,
sure
I said it.
Timothy's advice, and she was trying to make sure that she took. So now that Allison knows how much she messed up, I think at this point it's because it makes everything so much more ridiculous that she set into motion.
I think,
Yeah, and
I
said it before
understand that. I understand that. I just think, just knowing what comes later, I actually think the reveal would be so much more effective later on down the line. Like, I think the show is like trying to like, you know, put too much like morality on like Allison choices and like Rhaenyra's choices, and it's like kind of like to a certain degree like get on with it. And you know, like, I don't know. I just think it would be better like revealed like later down the line.
Honestly, again, I said this earlier in the stream. I think the Rhaenyra going to the Sept, it was a Hail Mary for her, I think, because people are saying she should have just gone full Targ by now, but she would have, I think she would have, if it wasn't because one, she found confirmation of her son's death and was able to be given closure. Two, if her saying I want Aemon Targaryen wasn't used by Daemon for blood and sheath to occur, and basically her words caused the death of another innocent. Also, she just saw her Kingsguard, her most trusted Kingsguard, die because of this. She just keeps seeing it's small scale right now for her, but she keeps seeing people die and die because of the war, and she's trying to stop it.
Well, and I guess like part of my argument is like, so why do you need another step in this whole thing to like finally like get into it?
It's the
because she doesn't want
of getting into it.
I get it. I mean, I guess like there's a little bit. I'm gonna
this
wait.
will become bigger than her.
Hold on. Like, I'm gonna wait like for a minute to like see like the flow of the whole season, but like I think it's adding an unnecessary step storytelling wise. Like, you know, like if anything, it just like makes her like seem like more undecisive and more like she really didn't need, like, I mean, she risked a lot like to like go incognito into King's Landing. I mean, it's a silly setup, to like be totally honest. Like, the scene was great between them, and like the like, you know, like the way it was played out, the way it was edited, the way it was acted, like it was great. But you know, it was like, I really, especially because like we only have 8 episodes, like, you know.
Yeah, it's a short season.
Yeah, and it's like how much, like, I think they're lingering on things. Like, it was great. I understand what the point was. I just think it was unnecessary for the actual storytelling of the show. And then I actually think the reveal of the prophecy would do better later on. But, you know, it would, like the whole point is like, it's too late. We're fucked. It's too late. You can't do anything.
Yeah, need a confirmation on that. That's what I think. This was just
I'm wondering
for the
for book readers. I don't think Allison and Rhaenyra ever meet up again, do they? In the book?
They do,
Oh,
but
okay.
we're way before when they actually like meet up again.
Okay. No, because I'm just wondering if maybe it was the showrunners just wanted to have a moment where the two of them were together in a scene.
Yeah.
Maybe as a fan service.
They will meet up again.
Okay, I don't remember. I couldn't finish.
I have a question. I would actually like to address what Sarah Rogers just said here. Who are you
Well,
talking
Carl,
about in that regard?
I just want to address what Carl's saying. It's difficult to undecapitate a baby. Well, no, that's not true because as we saw in the show, we saw
They put the head
young
back
Rhaenyra
on.
sewing the head back on. So that's
Why
please
did
take
you-
that back.
what is hard is uneating a teenage boy. That's what's hard because we don't even have a body for that one.
Yeah, and
At least they just sewed the head back on.
Rhaenyra has some mad sewing skills, by the way. I just want to add that. Okay, sorry, go ahead,
I
Alicia.
know, right?
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I'm waiting for Sarah to explain the statement that she said.
The technically her father, that one?
Yeah, technically
okay.
her father still only named her son as heir. Who are you talking about?
Oh,
Rhaenyra's Aegon?
Rhaenyra's
No, that's not what happened.
That is not at all what happened.
That's not what happened. Rhaenyra was the heir,
Ooh.
period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But he was talking to her about how important Aegon was for the Song of Ice and Fire because that's the last conversation that they had.
That
That-
was promised.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And,
what the
like,
confusion is.
and like
Well,
and
the
also
conqueror.
like he was also confused. Like he actually thought I always took like his death scene, he was like either think it was Emma or
Mhm.
Rhaenyra
Mhm.
that he was actually talking to, and it was not.
Yeah.
He didn't think it
talking
was
about the
Allison.
Overall, he was talking
Yeah.
about the overall prophecy, not
Mhm.
about either Aegon
Yeah.
the younger or Aegon the elder.
But also
Yeah, he
like,
was talking about
I very
Aegon.
much like think like he had like whomever he thought he was talking to was not Allison.
Exactly.
Correct.
Like they
Yeah.
knew they were talking about the Song of Ice and Fire instead of just
Right.
hearing what you wanted to hear.
Right.
Right.
That's funny. She should have never been there.
You know, and oh my god, Olivia Cook, like her acting in that scene, like the
killing it.
realization of like, ooh, I made a huge mistake.
Ooh, that's fucked up.
Like it was perfect. Like,
Well,
you know,
The
Real
prince
quick,
that was
Sarah.
promised. Yeah, the prince that was promised, which is
With what?
you know,
Yeah.
Hold on.
Because Aegon is always supposed to be the Princess Promise.
and
That's
but
the name.
it's
The name
Jon
Aegon
Snow.
is
No,
supposed to
Jon
be the
Snow.
Princess Promise.
he's very specifically talking about Aegon the Conqueror. Like
Yeah.
it was like he was he was
I mean,
you
I
know,
think
like
I think
under
Rhaenyra
like he was like drinking
Milk
milk
of
of
the
the
poppy.
poppy and like
Yeah.
you know probably
He was
like
deli-
had like some amount of dementia.
Yeah, more
and-
like hallucinatory.
well, yeah.
Exactly.
I don't think it had to be a secret. I think it was just something that was passed down.
No,
Passed
like,
down
but-
from
oh.
heir to the heirs. That's why
Yeah.
Daemon didn't know about it.
well, women.
Because Daemon was never really the heir in that sense.
So I think the prophecy thing is the most like dumb retcon thing,
Mhm.
but it's how we're going to tie everything together.
And it's actually on. It's
I mean,
actually on the dagger. It's written on the
Well,
dagger.
I
They
mean,
retcon that.
And one thing, I actually like the fact that the prophecy is going to be lost. And I think this is like the period where it's going to be lost. Like Viserys gave it to Rhaenyra. I don't think like we haven't shown her like giving it to
Jace.
Sarah, like
Jace.
to Jace. Although, and you know, at some point, because like when what's his nuts? Rhaenyra.
Daemon?
Like when he discovers
Rhaegar.
like he just Rhaegar, thank you. Like when he discovers it, like it's a prophecy that's going to be lost. So it makes sense that they don't tell everybody.
Yeah.
Because at some point it's going to be like a lost prophecy. But
Yeah, I think what Corinne's saying is interesting.
I need to put my glasses on to see
I
what.
kind of feel like it's very Shakespearean. Like I think personally,
Oh,
because
yeah.
the show is kind of like a Shakespearean tragedy in many ways, it would make more sense for me, like mistaken identity and all that, for them to have not met and talked and cleared it and understood what would happen. Because I find in tragedies, what happens usually is that for instance, Romeo and Juliet, they don't get the messages right. They get missed, and so. She thinks he's dead and then she kills herself and then he wakes up, or maybe it's the opposite. Sorry. He kills himself and she wakes up. So I always find, but the whole thing feels absolutely Shakespearean to me, especially that scene with Otto last episode. That felt so Shakespearean.
Yeah.
Did you like how Rhaenyra said feckless as
Feckless.
well? Yeah. I was like, which
Well,
she's
even
like
the costumes, like they're kind of like 15th, 16th century, around the time, the era of Elizabethan, the height of Shakespeare's time. So the costumes even sort of feel that way a little bit too.
Yep.
I know.
I mean,
thanks.
I do. I'm sorry I came in so late. Like,
No, we're happy to have you.
what
By the way, there's
else?
6 of us here, and you guys haven't really talked, except for me. I'm doing a lot of talking over, but no
That's
one's
because I'm
really
being
talking over
nosy
each
and I'm
other.
reading.
You guys are all so quiet. I'm like, what's going on here? You
I'm
two
really
are all,
reading the chat.
talking over each other.
I was just waiting for the next subject to be picked.
Yeah,
Next
yeah. I
topic.
was gonna ask, like, what have you not talked about?
We talked about a little bit of everything.
I think we got all of the big highlights in.
Yeah. Would you want to talk about what we're expecting in the next episode? Like, I think there's a battle
be
happening,
belligerent.
possibly.
I mean, it's
Drunk.
called Dance of the Dragon, so it better be, I
Belligerent.
hope.
Yeah,
Unhappy.
yeah.
Oh, it's called
yelling
Dance of the
at
Dragons. Yeah.
I'm going to be
Sad.
yelling at my screen with my cousins
Drunk.
for an hour, and then we're going to cry in the after
And then I'm
show.
gonna get on AK stream and I'm gonna be drunk.
This
Then I
is
gotta
one
call
of
off
the
work.
this is one of the episodes they've actually released the name of the title of the episode. I've noticed they've been holding back the titles of the episodes.
They did
Have you
the first
noticed that?
one and the fourth one, and I was like, y'all
Yeah.
are trash.
And I think possibly because it's a spoiler, so they don't want to spoil it, so they've been holding
Well-
it back. But this one, they're actually releasing the name of it, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Although,
Oh, also notice that in the opening credits talking about the embroidery that they actually changed it, so like you see
They
like
did.
Aegon Daenerys's
Yeah.
funeral
The
procession
decapitation.
and
Yeah, where they put the little body back on and it had
I
a
have
little
to
string.
read-
I
like
have to
that.
rewatch it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
before that,
Yeah.
they also
I-
had Aegon and Rhaenyra in their seats, and then you can see
Yeah.
them separated, and then you can see that the shot pulled out, and then you can see
Yeah.
people picking sides
right.
from that.
Well, but the one thing I really dislike is that they don't have Luke's stuff.
Yeah. Well, no, they do.
No, they do now.
They do. They had it before.
out
They had it before.
versus
It was on episode 1. They had
yeah
it.
in the
Mhm.
first 2 episodes it was Vhagar eating Arax. You have to see it's right before the title comes up. Right before.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it like closed on like Aegon and Rhaenyra.
No, it's Aegon, Rhaenyra, the houses choosing sides, and the very last picture before the title screen comes in
All right.
is
well,
in the first 2 episodes. It's Luke's death, and now for this one they changed it to the last thing being
right.
Daenerys's.
Yeah. No. I know that, but yeah,
Like check it again.
I guess there was something like I was watching that like with like a fine tooth comb, so whatever.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Bex, I don't know if you were here when we were talking about Laris. What do you think about Laris? Like he's like people have been like zooming in. He seems to be inserting himself in all these different places.
Well, I mean,
like the brothel apparently he was at. I didn't notice it. I'll have to go back and watch.
I mean, I did only. Well, I watched this episode twice. Like,
Oh, you did? Okay.
Laris was in the brothel scene.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I saw on the Twitter, but I can't verify that for sure. There was a lot
I'm
going
sure,
on.
like, if he was not there, like, he had somebody there. Like,
hmm
I mean, Laris is, you know, I think
Just
Laris,
to-
like, he's, I mean, he's obviously like the little finger of the series, where, you know, he's smart. My thought is, like, how much chaos is he, like, actually, like, where, like, Littlefinger, I can figure out, like, the source of, like, the chaos he's sowing, where I can't 100% like figure out, like, what Laris's, you know, what his motives are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a little
I
confused on that
can't
too.
either. I can't quite figure it out either.
Because I'm like, if you're just trying to do all this just to be the hand, and then what? Like, I don't
Exactly.
understand. What are you trying to do? Like,
I
just
mean, like,
so you can shadow rule? Like,
I mean-
what's the purpose, Laris?
I mean, like, I guess,
I
like,
think he was supposed to be a Tywin, honestly. He's like if Littlefinger wanted to be Tywin. That's what I think.
Littlefinger
Like the
actually
power
wanted
behind
to
it.
sit
no,
on the Iron Throne.
Littlefinger had, like, it was like Littlefinger had, like, actual, like, he wanted, like, very specific things, where, like, Laris, like, I don't know yet, like, because I think we
Or he's the
now know
Joker.
well enough, like, it has nothing to do with Alicent, like, he was just, like, using her, and, you know, like, and he's, like, gone beyond her, like, I mean, like, is it power? Probably. Is there something?
Well, husband always
little
says
bit-
power, you know, corrupts absolutely, or
Yeah,
power
but-
begets power.
But what is, like, the actual, like, motivation? You know, like with
I don't know.
Littlefinger, like his thing was always because, like, he was spurned by, you know,
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. By
Yeah.
Catelyn,
Yeah.
was it?
Yeah.
yeah, well, Catelyn, and then, like, the Tullys, and yeah, you know, and obviously, like, Laris has, you know, like, his disability, like, his, you know, being called the Clubfoot, and how he's referred to, but also, like, I didn't feel like it was this hindering to him as it, like you know, the way it was to Tyrion. You know, like,
Yeah, I didn't get
he
those
was-
vibes either.
Yeah,
Even
like,
when
he
it came
can
to, like,
climb
his brother
stairs.
and father scenes, like, it didn't seem like he was, like, outcast that much. Am I right?
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
So, you know,
And he's physically capable. Like, he can climb stairs. Like, he's, you know, he has a cane. But other than that, no, I've never heard anyone
Well-
make fun of him or.
oh well, I mean,
Maybe
like,
when he
there
was a
was, like,
kid.
very much there's like, it's like microaggressions against
Mhm.
him, like, you know, like, Aegon, like, I can't remember which, like, if it was the first or second episode where he talked to him, it was like Aegon, like, checked out his foot, like, you know, like,
Yeah.
looked him up and down. This episode, Sir Simon Strong, like, very much was like, the Clubfoot is not my lord.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, did refer to him as his name, like, refer to him as, like, in the derogatory sense, but
Mhm.
but also, you know, I don't think, like, Simon Strong, I mean, like, because we know, like, I don't think it was like doing, like, saying that because, like, he has, like, a disability. I think he was like, that motherfucker.
Yeah, killed
fucking
people. He
sucks.
killed. He was over here killing folks
Yeah.
Killed
that
his
didn't need to
father
be
and his
killed just
brother.
so he could do whatever he wanted to do.
Well, he's a kinslayer. Like, I
Mhm.
mean,
Oh, he's
Yeah.
absolutely a kinslayer.
yeah,
So-
and no one knows about it. I think except for maybe Alicent or.
Well,
by
yeah. And
by the way,
Simon
Bex,
Strong
His
knows.
uncle knows.
By the way, Bex, before you came on, I was I had been in Robert's stream, in Deep Geek stream.
Oh,
And
cool.
It was really fun, and he was talking about, and actually Carl was there, and they were talking about how Damon might possibly have an alliance with Laris, which I thought was an interesting thing, and that possibly that like Damon has Laris as a plant in the castle. But also we were chatting about how wouldn't it be interesting if Damon was sort of behind the idea that Laris killed his brother and his father just to get rid of Rhaenyra's paramour, to make room for himself.
I mean, without
it's tinfoil hat stuff.
It is the most preposterous. Like, I love you. That's all I'm gonna say. I love you.
I know.
I might entertain it a little bit.
Well,
later,
Robert was like, it's possible that Laris, like, let's say at the very least, he might have turned a blind eye to the assassination of Prince Jaehaerys. Yeah, he might have not been involved. Like, he might not have had a hand in the murdering of Prince Jaehaerys, but he might have turned a blind eye to the assassination because he knows everything that's going on. So blood and cheese, for instance.
Right.
That was my thought as well, that he wasn't necessarily colluding with Damon or anyone, but he would make sure to have the guards away from those hallways.
Yeah.
If you were going to, I think just storytelling, and considering like we have a very, very visual storytelling, you have to give actual prudence to like, you have to like see something, you have to like give something like and maybe like at some point like there's good like it's too Deus Ex Machina, like with like everything.
I think because we had this discussion about the guards not being there, and I think the explanation is that, Sir Criston Cole is, he's new to being the Lord Commander.
Right.
He's probably highly incompetent. That makes the most sense. Like, what was the Occam's razor, right?
But even at that point, he was still, he was just like Lord Commander of the King's Guard. It was also like the Greens just like. Their whole thing was like Vagar. Like they were scared about the dragons. Like they just like they were dumb. Like
they still are dumb because Rhaenyra was able to get all the way up once again. Like y'all don't have no type of security, no nothing. No nothing. This is the second time somebody from the other side has walked their ass in there with little to no subterfuge. Like they just walk their asses in there because they're not protecting the area. They're just like, oh well, Vagar's back, so once again we got Vagar.
Actually, that's really interesting. I don't know why, Carl. I don't know why you were talking about cane swords. I was looking at this for some reason recently. I'm trying to figure out why I was. I think, you know what it was? There's this guy that I watch who's like, he does men's fashions, like, sort of like maybe turn of the century Victorian, and he was talking about canes, and he was talking about the cane sword, and I always think of Patrick McNee from what's that show called? It'll come to me. Where he's got like a cane sword. Anyway, sorry.
I thought he was gonna talk about Charlie Angels, because isn't that one guy has like a cane sword?
Yeah, I think even in maybe what is the Kingsman? The Kingsman? Does he have one?
Doesn't someone have an Outlander?
And also
going everywhere. Oh my god, my eyes are burning.
John Watson has a name in the Purple movies.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
John Watson in the where July is John Watson.
Oh yeah,
he has a cane sword.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Okay, I hate to interrupt, but I'm gonna have to go because my eyes are starting to swell.
Yeah, we should probably wrap up.
Allergy season is starting to get into it. I need to take my drugs.
Well, thanks so much. Thanks so much, Meeks, for coming.
Thanks. Well, I will see you guys next week, next week, when we were crying about episode 4.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I think this is like we were talking about. This is sort of like a bit of a
calm before the storm.
Yeah,
the calm before the storm. Yeah, an information episode.
No, I know. I'm mentally preparing myself for Sunday.
Bye, Meeks. Thanks so much for coming.
Love your
Bye.
faces.
Always love having
I see
you.
y'all.
See you Sunday, Mix.
Bye, guys. She says.
Bye.
So, is there anything else we want to talk about? Bon.
We have not talked about
Matt.
Ulf.
Oh,
the
yeah,
white,
Yes,
Wow.
let's talk
the
about
dragon.
it.
He
Yeah.
was very boastful for someone in the middle of a green capital. Very
Totally,
boastful.
and also, and kind of, yeah, like people could hear him. Like I was thinking, what if like Laris heard him or one of his people heard him?
Yeah, I mean,
mean-
even if it's not Laris, it's just,
I thought Aegon was gonna like mention
He-
or say something, but apparently not.
I guess I was also
I-
surprised, like when he was like doing it, like that it was Rhaenyra that he was supporting. Like, I was just surprised.
I
or maybe
think
not,
because
whatever.
Daemon. I think because Daemon is the prince consort, and since he's technically his half brother, maybe he's like, see,
Maybe.
if I'm Team Black, my big bro or my little bro, I don't know where I fall in the family tree, but
I mean-
maybe he'll like give me a solid because you know,
I mean,
bro, the
like,
dragon
I hear the way, like, you know, it like it's not like, you know, something to like overly like think about, but I was, you know, like when he was like, oh well, like my niece and like my nephews, and like when he was just like referring to the blacks, but it was like, interesting. It's like kind of like maybe it's more about like maybe some of the small folk are actually like a little bit more Team Black than we would think. And
Well, I do think they're probably split, although with the hanging of the rat catchers,
Yeah.
it's
that's what it
a bit
is.
more, maybe 60
And-
40, 65.
Well,
35.
and to be fair, like we saw him for the first time, it was like when we were like when they revealed the rat catchers. So that's why you're absolutely right. That's why he like picked this side.
I don't know why anybody.
Yeah,
would
because
wanna have a dragon in the
that's
red
why
queue.
Otto was so angry, because he bought a lot of goodwill from the people with Harris's funeral procession. And then Aegon does this incredibly smart, intelligent thing of instead gathering all the rat catchers and having Helena, because he totally fucking would, having Helena try to identify Cheese. No, he just kills them all. Sure. Why not?
Well, even like if Aegon hadn't bludgeoned blood, then he would have been able to identify Cheese.
Yeah.
He was
He's
willing
too
to give
caught up on
everybody
his
up.
own.
No one ever accused Aegon of being smart.
No.
Yeah.
Sarah says we haven't talked about the chat in the rain under the bridge.
Oh,
So
Rhaenys
what was that?
and Corlys.
Yeah.
That was Rhaenys and
yes,
Corlys when
that's right.
That scene was just so perfect for the two of them.
I just get sad every time
I-
you see the both of them, because I know eventually they end up dying in this war potentially. So it's like, damn it, why?
Yeah. I think we've come to the consensus
they are
that,
a couple of
they are they're the cool older auntie and uncle at the cookout
Mhm.
who happen to disappear for unknown reasons, and then next time you see them, like they're both coming out the bathroom and she's fixing her hair and he's like trying to smooth out his shirt so it doesn't look like anything happened. And I
he's
stand
doing up his
because they literally are the greatest freaking couple we've seen in this whole world of Westeros, and I stand them in everything they do.
Yeah, it's like she
basically.
brought
I
him
love
lunch.
them.
You know, he's at a construction site and she brought him lunch, and he's like, "Okay, honey, I have to get back to work now."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want to see more. I feel like, I mean, Rhaenys, I think we did see quite a bit of her, but I feel like Corlys hasn't been used much, but I think we will see more of him in the next episode.
Well,
I
yeah,
feel
I
like,
mean, and
by the
he's
way,
got
speaking
10 with,
of that, Jaceres, there's been some complaints about this, and this is back to again that it's only an 8-episode season, but Jaceres has been sort of like just standing around, like he hasn't had really much to do. I noticed he's always standing there with his sword, kind of like got my sword ready to go. There hasn't been a lot for some of these characters to do.
I see it as him doing what Rhaenyra did in the first episode, in the first season, like baby Rhaenyra, but like actually being taught how to rule. At least I think that's how I think she's actively trying to correct for her father's mistakes by doing that.
But it's also why I like got so frustrated with the Sept scene, because I feel like it was a waste of time, to be like totally honest.
Oh, sorry, thank you.
Like in the we have a short amount of time. We have so many characters, and like, I mean, I understand. Like, I do think at some point, like, it needed to be revealed that Alicent got the whole thing wrong. But I think I would much rather see a relationship between Bela and Rhaena. I would rather see more things with Jace. Like, you know, the whole like Rhaenyra like Alicent thing. Like, I guess I've never been as interested in it as a lot of people have been.
Yeah, and then like, you know,
I mean,
2
I can
episodes
see
ago we had
flaws.
Alan. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Okay.
I know. I was saying I can see the flaws in the scene. Like, it could have gone better, but I can still understand why they did it. And like, and the scene itself is great. I mean, I love the beginning of the scene where Alicent sees her and she's like, "What?" and she gets scared. And honestly, bantering before they started speaking again, it was freaking hilarious.
Yeah, no, it was executed amazingly, and like the acting was great, but I think like just overall storytelling, and to be fair, the relationship between Rhaenyra and Alicent, I think has been like overdone and it's just like, get on with it. Like, there's so many other characters I would like to like have a relationship with. And so, and knowing that they will see each other again, like this subterfuge, and it's like whatever. It's like, you know, war is like, we're at war now. So, you know, just delaying it. But I, you know, also to be fair, like I will reassess it at the end of the season and like how it plays out in the pace of the season.
Yeah, no, what I was going to say before that was that, like, for instance, they introduced Alan and Adam of Hull, and I feel like that kind of loses steam. Like, they just sort of brought them in, like, they brought Alan, and then they brought Adam, and then I feel like it kind of feels like it's lost steam, and then maybe it'll come in again, but it just, you know, some of this, you know, because there's so many, like, as you say, Bex, there's so many characters. We've got Ulf, and then we didn't even get back to Hugh. We didn't get back to Hugh and Kat. They were introduced. So they've introduced all these characters, these new characters, and we haven't gotten back to them. And not that I'm saying I didn't enjoy the episode. I really did.
Yeah.
But I know what you're saying.
And the scene was great. Like everything was executed well. Like just in like the, you know, overall, you know, like in the overall, like, you know, it's just, I think the reveal of like, Alicent, you fucked up, like, I think would be better later on with like, we actually know what they like meet in the story.
Well, like some of the criticism I saw going around, like for instance, Eric and Arik, is that we didn't get, maybe that actually we talked about this probably when Tanya was on, that we didn't get to spend as much time with them, right? So I think this is the thing, that the stakes aren't maybe because we're not spending as much time with some of these characters when some of these pivotal
Right.
events happen, we're not going to feel as invested in it as, say, we would if
Because
we had
all
spent
we're
some time.
focusing on is like
Yeah.
Rhaenyra and Alicent's relationship, which is
Mhm.
like I get it, but you know, and this is like really piddly, like
Oh yeah, totally.
like
Well, no, not
you know,
totally.
I still think the show is great, like,
Yeah, me too.
but you know, I think like the whole thing was a misstep.
I mean, how much more in depth with other characters would you like them to go though? Because that also would then slow up the story, because the amount that we're going to get is even stretching it, particularly because in the book there's not that long of a chapter on this whole thing.
Right. Well, I mean,
so it would
like,
end up being just I think tons of more filler wouldn't really even feed the narrative.
I mean, well, tons of more filler of what? Like, we can get like, you know, a little bit more development with like Bela and Rhaenyra and Jace, like, you know, like to have Rhaenyra have to have like this like moment with Alicent to like you know, like really like, okay, like now we're going to war. It's like I don't know, like, you know, and especially because we only have 8, like if we had 10 episodes, okay.
Mhm.
We only
Yeah, it's
have 8
very
episodes,
short.
like, you know, we got nothing Rhaena. And
I
then
felt so bad for that because
yeah,
she was at Luke's funeral,
mm-hmm.
and she didn't even get a line. Like, she was just standing there, and then
And I think honestly, we didn't see much of the book, but I think they were probably close. They did get along since Rhaena is the one that stayed in Dragon. They were probably like besties because they didn't have kids their age. They were basically them.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
So
think
yeah, it's
that
I would have. I admit I would have liked a scene before Rhaena left. I would have liked to have seen like at least a scene between Bela and Rhaena talking about Luke and what could have been, or something like that. That would have been nice. Or Bela and Rhaena comforting Jace or something like that, since Rhaenyra doesn't want to see anyone. That would have been nice to see.
Yeah. Like I guess, you know, for, you know, a scene that we definitely, it was a good scene. The acting was great. Like the look on Alicent's face was like, mwah, chef's kiss. It's like it's like Arrested Development. It's like I made a huge mistake.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if this was like the right part in the story to tell it. And you know, I want more of like the younger Team Black players.
Yeah, that's what Sarah's saying. It's their time. I think that was I think there was, like, just from what I saw online, there was some criticism about that. But like you say, we're being introduced to so many new characters, like a lot of side characters. So it's in an ensemble cast like this, it's very difficult to sort of like, so for instance, like Breaking Bad, which you just really, you know, like when these things happen to these characters, you're just like, oh my God. But there's, you know, so few of them, and there's so much development that happens with them. Whereas in this, we're like, I don't even know how many characters there are. I was actually like, when I was reviewing the costumes, I was like, oh my God, there's so many costumes. I can't even like, I'm having a hard time with this one because in Game of Thrones, there might have been like 2 or 3 costumes per season, and we had some core characters. There were some, but also they did sort of like, okay, we're in Essos now. We're going to do an episode, and then we're back in Westeros, and they did a lot of that. And then finally they kept bringing it in. So it's sort of, I don't know, it's the approach that they're doing. I'm not sure how I would recommend them doing it. We didn't talk about the dragon seed,
Didn't we?
I thought we were talking about that
did
now.
we? Did we talk about it?
I mean,
We
all
started
it says
talking
that
about
he's
it, but then
dragon
we got
seed.
sidetracked.
Are you talking about Hugh or Ulf?
Hugh or Ulf? Well, we know. I mean, based on some of the the trailers and the images, we know that they're going to end up in Dragonstone, right? I don't
That'll be
think
the
that's a
smart thing to
spoiler.
do. He needs some type of medicine for his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That would be a good exchange.
I mean, I think the dragon seeds will come into play more so than we've seen here, specifically because they need to find more writers. We're not exactly right to that part yet, which is why we've only gotten just tiny tidbits of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we've just had like a light introduction into them, and then they'll all kind of come together. I guess that's the idea then. I think that's a good point, though. What Bex is saying, that maybe like at the end, kind of rewatching the whole thing and see, because like even like House, like the first season, like I think watching it as a whole sort of helped. This is, I mean, this is the thing that happens when you watch something weekly, right? You can't binge watch it.
Plus,
The
it's like a
Boards
book.
of Canada, I don't know what that is. Honestly, Carl, I have no idea what the Boards of Canada is.
Boards of Canada is like a musical group.
It is?
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a band called Boards of Canada.
Oh,
I don't know if
it.
that's what they are referring to.
Well, I think we probably should wrap it up because it's getting late and Mama has to go to bed and work tomorrow. So do you guys have any last thoughts you want to share before we wrap things up?
Well, for there to be more time, let's kill Kristen Cole.
Yeah, that would be great.
So Bex can have like more like character development for all these small characters.
I think he will get his comeuppance.
And also, when they do not make it badass. I do not want him to have an awesome death. I want him to have a death worse than Tywin's. I want his death to make Tywin's death look metal as hell. I want him to be like shitting and vomiting.
Oh, food
I
poisoning.
know.
The deadly mushroom.
Just I want him to be like pooping in the privy and vomiting into a bucket.
All right.
Something like that. Make it worse.
I don't know if you've ever seen the show Alone, but I've sort of like seen that type of thing happen. When they don't cook the meat properly. Oh, it's terrible. Well, I don't know what else could happen that's worse than that, Tatiana. How maybe like the roof falling in on him, like Cersei had.
Oh
that
no,
was a really
that
unsatisfying death.
no, we'll never like no more deaths.
Oh
like
no,
that
you know,
in the show.
have you guys seen The Great? Have you guys seen the show The Great with Nicholas Hoult and Elle Fanning? The first season where
oh, congratulations, Mink.
where he gets poisoned. Where he gets poisoned and he's bagging that chick, and then all of a sudden he's just pooping and vomiting all over her. That with Allison. There's his death. Boom.
So
That's
and
awful. I love it.
so Allison's brother, he's the
Gwaine.
Swedish king in The Great.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
where
Freddie-
I know him from. He was so good in that.
He was so good in that. But
Oh
yeah,
my
he's
gosh, I was like, I know this guy. Oh, he was amazing in that. He has like really refined features, like very delicate, refined features, right? He's very posh.
He gives Silver Spoon.
Death by food poisoning.
Yeah, no, The Great.
Oh, and
is
Slow Horses.
great.
Okay.
Oh my God, Heidi, if you ever want to talk about The Great,
Oh, okay, sure. I have to finish watching it. I've only watched 2 episodes or 2 seasons, I should say. 2
Well,
seasons.
I mean, I think
I have to finish watching.
we'll talk about it later.
Season 3. But I did love it. Anyway, what about you, Phantom? Any final thoughts? By the way, what are those
Kristen to
umbrellas behind
die.
you? Do you want to explain what that is?
Oh, it's from like a manga series called
Oh.
Promised Neverland. It's like a
Oh,
short,
okay.
simple. It's like summary. It's like a whole bunch of orphans, and like every so often, they get adopted, but then we realize they don't just simply get adopted to like get raised in the family. They get eaten. So then when they find out about this, it's a whole plot of like escaping. Mhm.
Wow.
Would you recommend it?
Yeah, my sister.
So are they all numbered?
Yeah,
Like it's like
trailer.
Umbrella
Yeah.
Academy, I was thinking.
Kind of like whatchamacallit?
11?
No, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to like. It's like no, you know how like and they brand like cattle.
Oh, that's
So
awful.
it's like that.
Oh.
Each and every one of them have numbers, and they don't realize it until like
that's
later on.
awful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I have to look I wonder if they're gonna so
We
it's a
need-
manga, or are they gonna make it into a show?
They did make it into like an anime, but I don't recommend it. It
Okay.
just like veered off into its own thing. So imagine like season like what Game of Thrones 5 and on, same thing. So at that point, I just recommend just to read it.
Yeah, Simon Strong,
Yes,
he is
we-
like super
I'm strong.
he's super diplomatic. Well, I kind of felt like with him, like it was like dealing with Damon is like walking on eggshells. There's nothing you could say that's correct. Like he's just gonna give you a hard time about anything that you say. You know?
Well,
Yeah.
I guess like the big question is like, should he be called Your Grace?
Apparently not.
Well, but no one knows because like
Hmm.
in
This
the
doesn't
history
happen.
of the show, like in the history of like there was never like a king consort.
That's true. So so maybe I mean I'm assuming that
I guess like
it-
it also doesn't matter like whether or not like what the protocol is. It matters what Damon thinks,
mhm.
And then
Well, I'm assuming on Dragonstone, the servants and everything must call him Your Grace because that's sort of he probably would have worked it out with
probably.
Rhaenyra. That's what I want to be dressed as.
And she's like, no.
Kings eat their peas, but they're rancid peas, I think.
Oh,
And the venison is turned or something.
oh.
They're not. It's not great.
We gotta get off the street. Like, I think he was 1,000% correct to be worried about the peas.
Hmm.
I don't think that was a dream.
Yeah, gamey flavor. Alicia, what about you? Do you have any final thoughts before we wrap things up?
I'm just waiting to see. What's
Yeah,
gonna
maybe
happen.
it was laced with something. That's a good point.
Oh, that woman!
never know.
That woman knows.
It happened.
That woman knows.
Alicia, you there?
I'm just waiting to see what's coming up next. That's all.
Okay. Well, why don't we go around? Everyone can tell us where to find you all. Phantom, why don't you go first? Tell everyone where they can find you.
Mainly, I'm on other people's channels because I kind of retired. Since now I work at nights, I have no time in the day. I just sleep. But you mainly will find me either on DJ11's channel, namely AK's channel, and occasionally I appear on your channel once in a while, Heidi. I think
Yes,
besides
and I
like
hope
what
you come back more.
I think besides like the Song of Ice and Fire verse, I think we talked about Westworld at one point, right?
We
With
did.
Justin.
Yes.
I gotta hit Justin up.
Yeah, Justin's
See if
been on
he's
a few
still alive.
times. Yeah, he does my editing. But I'll have to
that's
connect
good.
you guys together.
Yeah, those are pretty much. Oh yeah, and then the Citadel of Trivia, where every other Friday we like do trivia. I think this upcoming, no, it's next week. We're gonna be doing what? I think it's like
I don't think we have a topic picked yet.
you don't.
At least I'm looking at the list. The last thing we had for sure was the 21st, and I ended up not being able to do that. So we'll go in right into whatever the next trivia is going to be.
Yeah. Oh, 21st, you mean 19? Yeah. Thanks to
Hey,
19.
Silver Scale.
I'm not looking at the calendar.
Other than that, thanks
Well-
again for having me, Heidi.
Oh my gosh, anytime. I'd love to have you back again. I've been meaning to
Yeah.
have you on. So we'll have you on before the end of the season, okay?
No biggie.
Uh
Hopefully this time it won't be like, the neighbors aren't like playing music and then the
oh
fireworks
no,
happen
it
and
was
all that.
fine. No, it was fine. What about you, Tatiana? Do you want to tell everyone where they can find you and so on?
Well, mostly on your channel. I really have no life besides that. I don't have this. Well, I do have an Instagram page, Tatiana Melendez PR. I rarely ever use it. I have a Facebook page, but I'm highly paranoid about that one. So I don't know if I'm gonna friend you if I don't know you, but you could try. I'm usually mostly on Heidi's comments, honestly. But you can try. You might want to follow me on Instagram or something. I don't know.
You have a
I'm not really
website
good
as
at selling
well.
myself, so.
You have a website with your artwork. And
Oh
everything.
yeah, TatianaMelendez.art.
I'll put
Yeah,
it, I'll
it's
put that in the
now
links.
it's TatianaMelendez.art.
Oh, thanks, Mink.
Yeah,
what
I
about
have
you,
got
Bex?
to make that thing. It is very.
What about
Oh,
you,
yeah,
Bex?
too,
You were
yeah.
a late joiner. Do you want to tell everyone about you?
You can find me on the socials at Shadowcat_Becks. I mean, my socials are like kind of like some like nerdy ASWAF hot D action and birds and cats and punk rock shows. Yeah.
And tuna salad and egg salad recipes.
Well, deviled egg.
Deviled egg. Sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Awesome.
Get some gherkin action in that.
And some gherkin action. Oh, it's so funny. When I was a kid, my dad made a boat and he called it Gherkin. It was green. But it was actually a cute little boat named Gherkin. Yeah, it was funny because we had
That's
a
so
big
cute.
boat called Ketchup, so he named the small boat Gherkin.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Was the big boat red?
it was red and it was called
Okay.
Ketchup, and it had a
Of
spinnaker
course.
with a giant tomato on it. It was kind of awesome.
That's
So we used to
amazing.
sail on that boat, and I got to the green boat was like a
No
rowboat.
boats.
Yeah. AK, what about you? Tell us where everyone can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on my channel, AK Watch. Also on the Smell Trivia channel, on DJ11's channel. And if you're a fan of The Walking Dead and you want to get into the comics, then you can go over to The Walking Bread, where I have been voicing Michonne since like issue 52. So that's been a blast, and it's a really great graphic novel.
Sorry, is it called The Watching Dead?
The Walking Bread is the YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's based on the Walking Dead comics.
The Walking Bread.
Besides that,
That's hilarious.
on Sunday, we'll be back for the episode watch along with my cousins. My tiny human bull.
Watch along with my cousin.
She has her own.
My tiny human being.
I can barely hear you. Thank you.
When Heidi
Alicia.
just like lowered.
Leisha, can you put your face closer to your mic?
I'm literally like,
You sound so quiet.
I don't know.
I think she last was saying that this Sunday is her watch alongs.
You guys are doing a watch
She went
along,
into the
right?
mist.
Go to
Alicia, sorry, I
AK's
couldn't hear you.
channel on Sunday. She does a watch along.
Yes, and you have to have your own. You have to have your own subscription.
I think this Sunday is going to I think we all need to be like emotionally prepared for this Sunday.
Sure.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, I'm going to make sure I have a good night's rest.
Yeah.
And have some snacks ready
Yeah.
to go. Maybe I'll have an egg salad sandwich on some dark rye.
Oh my god.
Now I want to get that. Well, anyway, thank you so much, you guys. So I actually, I'm working on a video on the last episode of the costumes, which, hopefully will be kind of fun. And we're going to be back next Thursday. I'm not sure who's here. Whoever wants to be here is more than welcome. So we'll be talking about the next episode, which I think is Dance of the Dragons.
A Dance of Dragons.
Dance of Dragons. Was that Tatiana?
Tongue tied there.
Ooh. What's that, Tatiana?
I don't think I'm going to make it next week.
Okay.
Sadly. I think we have rehearsal.
Actually, next week, you know what? I think next week I'm away. Now that I
I
think
will.
about it.
I will let you know if something.
Okay, so I think next week correction, I might be away next week at a conference, so it would be the following week. Well,
Hey, so
thanks
about 2
everybody so
episodes, I
much.
guess.
Thanks everyone so much for coming. We really appreciate
Okay,
you.
2 in 1.
We had a lovely, we could do a 2 in 1. We had a lovely group of people come into the chat tonight, and I always want to appreciate you and thank you so much. You're awesome. And I hope you enjoy Sunday night's episode and that you all had a lovely, if you're American, a 4th of July. And hopefully you have a restful evening. Thanks so much, everyone. Bye. Bye. This is really fun. Thanks so much. Bye. Alicia's waving too, but she's in her costume there. Oh, Tatiana's doing the wave. Okay. Bye, everyone.